He has more than 2 decades of experience and in rendering advisory, planning, and compliance services for corporates in income tax matters. He is the past regional council member of WIRC for the term 1920, and during his tenure, he served in various capacities as treasurer for the year 21-22, Vikasa chairman for the year 1920, and he was also a chairman and vice chairman of various committees. He is a member of various committees of WIRC since almost a decade. He's a speaker on various seminars, meetings, lectures held by various committees, regional council, branches, and study circles of ICI and various other organizations. He has the highest degree of commitment and which he has contributed to his success. Apart from professional engagement, he's also very active in social activities. He's visiting faculty at colleges. He's also very well associated with GTO, GEO, JCAF, that is a Joint Chartered Accountant Federation. And he has pursued many entrepreneurs set up in their own venture and providing assistance on ongoing basis to various young CAs to set up their own practice. He has been awarded many awards, which is Man of Excellence Award in recognition of outstanding professional achievement and contribution in nation building by Indian Achievers Forum. Excellence as a Professional Award at Paris Appreciation Award 2017, organized by French European Indian Organization based in Paris and World News Network, and Art for Peace and Rewards, Beverly Hills, USA. He is also conferred with Bharat Jyoti Award organized by Indian International Friends Society. With these pleasant words, may I request Mr. Rahul Daga to please welcome the speaker with a memento and a bouquet. Thank you, Rahul. Now, may I request the speaker to please take on the proceedings.
करना पड़ेगा ना चल रहा है करना स्लाइड स्लाइड शो कहाँ से चलेगा हाँ चलेगा
क्या शेयर स्क्रीन करना होगा ना शेयर स्क्रीन हो गया ना शेयर स्क्रीन हो गया क्या नहीं दिख रहा दिख रहा है? Good morning, friends. Respected Regional Council Member, Mrs. Pinky Kedia, convener
Shri Krishna Kumar Kedia, Deputy Convener Jayesh and entire committee members of JB Nagar Study Circle, past convener, everybody. I am thankful to all of you for giving me this opportunity to interact with all the members present over here in physical and virtual mode. Before I start the formal session, can I just get the idea as to who will be, I believe, who all are involved in the bank branch audit? Can you just raise hands so that I can understand? Everybody has to be. So there is no one who is coming here only for CPE. So क्या है कि वो मतलब if everybody is coming for CP तो क्या मैं कुछ भी बोल दूं, nobody is able to understand क्या है तो ठीक है भाई जो है चलेगा. But now I have to understand कि नहीं भाई people are there to for the lecture and they are well aware of the provisions, so I cannot go here and there. I will have to stick to the topic only. So this long form audit report, coming straight to the topic because we have some shortage of time also. Long form audit report, as the name suggests, it is a audit report in a long format wherein you have to give details as to what is your observation with respect to entire branch functioning, which you have audited during the period. Now, this long form audit report basically is a requirement of an RBI, जो ultimately flow करता है RBI को from the आप लोग you give it to the zonal office, regional office, then it goes to head office, then
और चेंज करना
नहीं कभी एक सेकंड को
और चेंज
अच्छा एक सेकंड करते हैं
चिंतन को किसी को होस्ट बना दीजिए होस्ट इधर जाइए और एक होस्ट प्लीज क्रॉस कर दीजिए उसको
नहीं केवल मैं वो सिक्योरिटी में वो चेंज करना चाह
क्या
रहा हूं मतलब एडमिट अच्छा तुम कर दो
हाँ अभी तो हम रहेगा
ठीक है
हाँ
Progress.
Yes.
So I was on the point that this LFAR actually it is a requirement of RBI and आप लोग जो observation करते हो that it ultimately reaches the RBI. So it is not like that कि आप लोगों ने कुछ observations किए LFAR में and then you think that अपन इतना thesis लिख तो रहे हैं but ultimately anybody is going to read it or not read it. जैसे अपन exam में we keep on writing papers, अपन पूरा 3 घंटे में कुछ ना कुछ लिखते हैं फिर जनरली मतलब मेरे मन में पहले बहुत इंक्विजिटिवनेस था कि अपन इतना सारा लिख तो देते हैं बट एनीबडी इज देयर हु इज रीडिंग इट, वो अपन कुछ लिखे ना सेंस में. सेम वे जब व्हेन वी वर एट द एज अ ब्रांच ऑडिटर, जब हम लोग पूरा एलएफआर का पूरा डिटेल्स लिखते थे कि भाई दिस इज ऑब्जर्वेशन, ये अकाउंट में ये है, ये अकाउंट में ये, इतने अकाउंट में ऐसा है, पूरा ऑब्जर्वेशन लिखते थे. फिर एक दिमाग में रखते थे कि वेदर एनीबडी इज देयर हु इज गोइंग टू रीड इट या हमसे खाली बस भरवा रहे हैं. जैसे अपन टैक्स ऑडिट भरते हैं, पूरा रात भर बैठ के मिडनाइट ऑयल जला के टैक्स ऑडिट भरते देते हैं. फिर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे व्हेन द असेसमेंट हैपेंस, देयर इज नो पर्सन हु इज रीडिंग टैक्स ऑडिट. इट इज जस्ट असेसमेंट इज हैपनिंग इन द वे इट शुड बी. सो एक फीलिंग आता है कि एलएफआर में भी ऐसा ही होता है. बट बिलीव मी फ्रेंड्स, whatever observations you make in LFR is diligently read, pursued and analyzed by the central statutory auditor who is sitting at the head office, and पूरा का पूरा आपके एक एक observations को पूरा देखा जाता है, पूरा उसको justice दिया जाता है, and then the final compilation करके उसका ultimately it goes to the Reserve Bank of India. Unless and until the observation is patently not correct, suppose कोई IRAC norms या कोई particular provisions of RBI has been not properly taken care during the LFR reporting, in that case the central statutory auditor has some liberty to change it. Otherwise generally होता नहीं है ये. आप जब ब्रांच ऑडिट करते हो तो नॉर्मली आपका जब ऑब्जर्वेशंस रहता है कोई अकाउंट को लेके, तो यू विल आप पहले तो ब्रांच मैनेजर के साथ डिस्कस करोगे कि सर ये हमारे ऑब्जर्वेशंस है. ब्रांच मैनेजर विल से दैट नहीं, ही विल ट्राई टू कन्विंस यू कि नहीं सर ऐसा नहीं है, ये नहीं है, आप ऐसा कर रहे हो, ऐसा कर रहे हो. ही विल ट्राई टू गिव पेपर्स टू यू कि भाई दिस इज करेक्ट, सी ऑल दिस डॉक्यूमेंट्स आर देयर, सो योर ऑब्जर्वेशन इज नॉट करेक्ट. लेकिन आप जब when you are firm on your observation कि नहीं भाई whatever you have observed is correct, so you will further pursue the matter and then you will say कि भाई आपको जो बोलना है बोलो, finally we are going to report in the LFR. So at that time when सारे जब पूरी तरह से जब ब्रांच मैनेजर को आप मना कर देते हो, at the last time what he will say कि ठीक है सर आपको जो लिखना लिख दो, we will at the head office, our head office department will be speaking with the central auditors and then they will remove this point. ऐसा बोलता है कि नहीं बोलता है? This is a practical thing which branch manager says ultimately because he wants a clean LFR. मतलब he wants only the reporting part. He doesn't want any wrong any observation which will impact the working of the branch. He wants that no observation should be made in that way. And then he tries to say कि नहीं भाई हमारे head office में जाएगा तो they will speak with the central auditors and they will get it removed. But believe me friends, no central auditor is going to remove the observation of the branch auditor. ऐसे कोई भी observation मिटाने वाला नहीं है, वो delete नहीं करने वाला है. If anything, if any observation is to be amended which has been made by the branch auditor, in that sense the central auditor first he will speak with the branch auditor कि भाई this is your observation, our there certain details have been brought in by the branch manager, so you had commented कि भाई this details were not available and therefore you have particular made an observation. However, this detail has been given to me by the branch manager, we are forwarding it to you, you make it and you give what is your now the observation post getting the sub information. Only then when this branch auditor will say कि now it is okay, I am satisfied, then only the central auditor is going to remove that observation. So you have to understand that whatever observations you are making are all important observations which are not going to be deleted by anyone without your knowledge. So आपको पूरी तरह से diligently आपको पूरा focus करके आपके LFR में reporting करनी है. RBI first, this LFR was devised in 1985, then it was amended in 92-93, then 2003, and then latest amendment in LFR was done last year in 2020, wherein many new additions were made, which made the life miserable of all the chartered accountants who were doing the branch audit. There are some specialized branches जिसके लिए LFR का special reporting होता है, which is pertaining to foreign exchange branch, which is pertaining to very large advances, or branches which are dealing in recovery of non-performing assets, or the branches which are dealing in service branch or the clearing house operations. उसके लिए अगर ये चार्ट कैटेगरी के ब्रांचेस है तो you will be given special annexure भी आता है which has to be reported by the branch manager only. उसमें अपना normally अपना signature नहीं आता है. So the objectives of LFR is not only advance oriented, but it is like कि total operational area आपका जो total बैंक का है, apart from advances, income and expenditure is there, other assets are there, general, all sort of which covers the entire working of the bank, it has to be reported in LFR. Definitely, predominantly it is for the advances, but then yes, entire branch operations are to be covered. It is used by Reserve Bank of India as an early warning signal. आपने अगर ब्रांच में कोई LFR में आपने कोई रिपोर्टिंग करी है कि भाई the account, as per the IRAC provision, the account is not NPA because he is depositing the money towards interest and towards principal on due date, but 60 days DPD चल रहा है, मतलब 2 महीने का overdue चल रहा है, तो as a norms you cannot make it as NPA, but definitely you can highlight those transactions कि the account is in terrible stress, so the bank management is going to take appropriate action against that. And अगर कोई बड़ा group है, in the sense कोई consortium account है या कोई multiple bank account है, so that data the auditor or the management will not have, so that data will, all that data will go to RBI and RBI will then analyze the data. जैसे मैं XYZ company is having stress in one particular bank, State Bank of India, so that the reporting will go to through LFR, it will go to RBI. Same, the account is in consortium which is having account with Bank of Baroda, also with Union Bank of India also. तो वहां पर भी अगर उन्होंने रिपोर्ट, उनके ऑडिटर ने रिपोर्ट नहीं किया, बट एनीवेयर वन प्लेस इट इज रिपोर्टेड, सो आरबीआई विल बी अलर्ट कि भाई दिस अकाउंट इज इन स्ट्रेस, सो इट विल इमीडिएटली इंटीमेट टू ऑल द ब्रांच, ऑल द बैंक मैनेजमेंट कि भाई दिस अकाउंट, इफ इट इज अ लार्ज अकाउंट, इट दिस अकाउंट इज अंडर स्ट्रेस, सो काइंडली टेक प्रॉपर precaution in those account. So this is a way in which early warning signals helps the RBI to control the delinquency at the branch, at the bank level. Before actually starting with the LFR reporting, we would like to go through certain circulars. I'll just touch upon in brief, which are very important circulars, which has come recently or which is having impact as far as your LFR reporting is concerned. First is most important circular without which you cannot just do the bank audit is the circular on IRAC norms, which has come on 1st October 2021. Earlier, the circular on IRAC was on 1st July 2015. उसके बाद अभी amended version आया है. इसमें काफी सारे जो bits and pieces में RBI keeps on issuing some provisioning norms through some circulars. That all circulars are subsumed in this particular circular. So आपका 1st October 2021 का सर्कुलर पढ़ना इनवेरिएबली इंपॉर्टेंट है, अदरवाइज योर बैंक ऑडिट कैन नॉट बी इफेक्टिव. देन 12th November 2021 को सर्कुलर, अगेन अ न्यू सर्कुलर केम व्हिच made just some changes in the IRAC norms, which is very important to understand. Earlier what used to happen is आपको जो बैंक की पॉलिसी रहती है उस पे एनपीए डिसाइड करती है बैंक, इन द सेंस कि बैंक हैज अ पॉलिसी दैट एनपीए विल बी क्लासिफाइड ओनली एट द मंथ एंड और क्वार्टर एंड, व्हिच मींस कि अगर आपका जो 90 डेज का नॉर्म्स है, इफ इट इज लाइक 15th of July 2021 को अगर आपका 90 डेज हो गया है वर्किंग कैपिटल या टर्म लोन में, अगर आपका 90 डेज का ओवरड्यू हो गया है, तो बैंक विल नॉट क्लासिफाई, hitherto the bank would not have classified that account as substandard on 15th July because the bank has a policy for identifying the NPA substandard only at the month end, which means कि आपका 15th July को although that 90 days DPD was there, but अगर उसने 15 जुलाई के बाद 25 जुलाई को आके एक महीने का अगर इंस्टॉलमेंट भर दिया या एक महीने का इंटरेस्ट सर्व कर दिया है, तो at the month end, that is on 31st of July 2021, the account will not be substandard because now the DPD is only of less than 90 days. Only 60 days है या कुछ जो भी है, but it is less than 90 days. So the account would not be considered as substandard. However, by this circular of 12th November, what RBI has prescribed that the NPA has to be classified strictly on the basis of 90 days, and this 90 days norms has to be considered on daily basis. That is day end process में आपको classification करना है, which means in the example what we have discussed, अगर आपका 15 जुलाई को 90 days DPD हो रहा है, तो बैंक is now has to classify NPA on daily basis, which mean कि 15th जुलाई को जब डे एंड प्रोसेस होएगा, इट विल नॉट बी इवन ऑन 16th क्लासिफाई नहीं होगा, 15th को जब डे एंड होगा उसी दिन द अकाउंट विल बी क्लासिफाइड एज अ सबस्टैंडर्ड अकाउंट. सो सबस्टैंडर्ड होने का मतलब ये हो गया कि नाउ व्हेन द अकाउंट इज सबस्टैंडर्ड, द अकाउंट कैन नॉट बी अपग्रेडेड अनलेस एंड अंटिल एंटायर ओवरड्यूज ऑफ द बोरोअर इज रीपेड, व्हिच मींस कि पहले 15 से 31 जुलाई के बीच में अगर उसने 25 जुलाई को सिर्फ एक ईएमआई या एक मंथ का इंटरेस्ट भी सर्व कर दिया, देन आल्सो द अकाउंट वुड नॉट बी क्लासिफाइड बिकॉज it is only 60 days DPD is there. Whereas now once the account is classified as NPA, then एक महीने का concept चला गया, then he will have to pay the entire overdues, only then the account will be upgraded. So this is an important change which has come, which will be you will be encountering during your audit of the branch. Again, one more amendment has come into this, that now earlier if the borrower was having 3 different accounts in one bank, like he was having working capital, he was having term loan, and he was having, let's say, vehicle loan also. तो अगर आपका कोई भी एक अकाउंट एनपीए होता है 90 डेज का, तो अगर वो अकाउंट को उसने सब पूरा ओवरड्यूज deposit kar diya in, then other 2 accounts, even if they are overdue for 60 days, then also all the account would have been upgraded. The system says, the IRAC norm says कि अगर आपका कोई भी account NPA होता है, then entire borrower becomes NPA. So it is not the one particular account, it will be entire account of the borrower will become NPA. So अगर आपका एक जैसे CC account NPA हो गया 15 जुलाई को, let's say, तो 15 जुलाई को CC account NPA हो गया, then term loan and that third one, even if there is no DPD or even if there is only 30 days outstanding in that vehicle loan, all the account will be marked as NPA because of that direct provision. Earlier what used to happen कि अगर मैंने CC जैसे 15 जुलाई को मेरा हुआ है NPA, तो अगर मैंने CC अकाउंट में पूरा 3 महीने का ओवरड्यूज इंटरेस्ट का भर दिया है, then what used to happen कि मेरा CC account will be upgraded, and once this account is upgraded, other 2 accounts, since they are not having any overdues for more than 90 days, all 3 accounts would have been upgraded. But now the provision says, the amendment which has come now, it says कि if the account is classified as NPA, then if all the overdues of all the account is not deposited by the borrower, then account cannot be upgraded, which means now in current scenario, if CC account में अगर आपने overdues clear कर दिया, then simultaneously term loan and vehicle loan में भी आपको account को पूरा पैसा deposit करना है, all the overdues has to be cleared, only then the account as a whole can be upgraded, otherwise it will not be upgraded. So this is again a change. Yes. No, group concerns are different. No, they are different, altogether different. Only one, it is one borrower wise. So this circular is very important for you. Then there is master direction on fraud, which has to be आपको वो ये circular पढ़ना जरूरी, because उसमें red flag account का पूरा various instances have been given where the account can be classified as red flag account. This becomes important because now in LFR you have to report on red flag account also. This circular, I'm not going into detail of the circular because of the time shortage, but this circular you can go through so that you will be able to find out the instances which we'll cover later at when we are covering that red flag part. Then the KYC compliance, earlier the KYC part was not there in your LFR reporting, but now it is made part of LFR reporting. If any deviation is there in KYC, then you will have to report it. KYC का आपका पूरा जो है, ultimately KYC is related to anti money laundering. अगर आपका कोई अकाउंट है जो 10 साल से पुराना है, बट उसमें कोई आइडेंटिफाई नहीं हो रहा है कि बंदा मतलब डिपॉजिटर कौन है, so that account will have to be freezed by the banker because no fresh debits and credits can be allowed in this particular account where the KYC is not fulfilled. तो आप लोगों के पास भी फोन आया होगा बैंक से कि भाई आपका अकाउंट will be freezed after a particular day if your KYC is not completed. So this KYC now has become an annual or 3 years process depending on the risk weight which is given by the given in the particular provisions. And the MSME, many benefits are given to MSME companies, MSME concerns. The one important amendment which has come was that MSME में retail trade and wholesale trade is also covered now. So that is the circular which has been referred. You can go through that circular. इसमें खाली just amendment has come that retail trade and wholesale trade, which was not covered earlier, has now been covered. Then there are various COVID-related circulars which has come. Resolution Framework 1, Resolution Framework 2, Emergency Credit Line Scheme. All that circular you will have to go through, wherein the certain criteria have been given as to when the bank can give additional funding by this under this Resolution Framework and this Emergency Credit Line Scheme. Then the current account opening, RBI has now come strictly on the current account that if the borrower is having any borrowings from any of the bank, then he will not be able to operate current account from any of the bank. If he's operating a current account, you will have to report it in your LFR. So this is earlier also this was there wherein the borrower was not allowed to operate a current account, but now it has been followed very, very strictly. From this earlier 14 September 2020 ko, the RBI has come out with a circular wherein they mentioned that entire process of identifying NPA has to be automated completely. The deadline was given of 30th June 2021, which means कि अगर आप लोग जब audit पे जा रहे हो उस time पे if you find that any of the upgradation or downgradation of the account is being done by the branch manager, which is not through system, then you will have to report it, because now the RBI has strictly mandated that till 30th June 2021, entire process of the bank for identifying NPA has to be automated. तो आपको automation होना ही चाहिए. Basically, this is the reason कि भाई totally bank is now totally going towards automation. Manual intervention is reducing to a large extent. पहले manual intervention was there to the extent of preparing balance sheet and financial statement, profit and loss also we'll discuss at this later stage, but now everything has been automated, and that is the prime reason that now the RBI has reduced the coverage of audit from earlier 90% advances to 80% advances, because the banks have gone and informed RBI that because of the automation, more and more things are generated through system only. अगर आप concurrent audit भी करते हो, how many of you are doing concurrent audit from this group? तो अगर आप concurrent audit करते हो तो आप लोगों को पता होगा कि nowadays जो earlier जो 2-4 साल पहले concurrent audit करते थे, आज जो concurrent audit करते हैं उसमें there is a sea change. Now everything is system generated. आप लोग जो audit भी करते हो उसमें आपको yes no खाली लिखना रहता है या कहीं पे कुछ detail रहती है which you get from the system only. आपके MIs, आपके कुछ returns है बैंक में, आप उसका print लेते हो, उसको आप करके आप उसको attach करके दे देते हो. So this type of concurrent audit basically nowadays we are doing. उसका भी relevance काफी कम हो गया because application of mind has become very, very less. Now everything is coming through system only, unless and until you thoroughly verify the advances. Generally उसमें part में रहता नहीं है. So slowly and steadily this coverage may further go down in coming years when the banks are thoroughly equipped with all the automation part. Now this LFR, entire LFR is coverage is first is like the asset part is there, wherein you have cash. Cash may the reporting is regarding the excess cash which is handled by the branch, which is over and above the limit prescribed by the head office. Every branch is prescribed a particular limit based on the parameters. By limit है कि भाई एक कोई branch में भाई cash limit is let's say 15 lakhs. So if the branch is holding any cash which is in excess of 15 lakhs, you will have to report it as the cash balance in excess of the limit prescribed by the branch. This is important for the simple reason that every branch is taking insurance of the cash in transit or cash in hand. Now this is generally taken on the basis of peak cash balance which is there with the branch. So the limit is decided on the basis of some parameters by the bank. Suppose आपका बैंक का limit 50 लाख का है, let's say. Some customers comes in at the fag end of the day और 10 लाख cash deposit करता है, branch को बोलता है कि ये लो मेरा 10 लाख रुपए का cash ले लो. Branch cannot say no. So and the cash when has already gone, so that 650 lakhs plus additional 10 lakhs will be lying with the branch only. Now the problem is not keeping the cash. Problem is with that कि अगर आपका insurance is generally taken on the basis of the limit which is there in the branch. So cash limit मेरे branch का अगर 50 लाख है और कोई दिन मेरा 60 लाख का कैश अगर ब्रांच में रहता है, एंड सपोज खुदा न खास्ता अगर उसी दिन कुछ ना कुछ ऑनवर्ड इंसिडेंट हो गया, कोई चोरी हो गई या कुछ जल गया, कुछ भी हो गया, so now what is going to happen, the branch is having cash of 60 lakhs, insurance only of 50 lakhs, so additional 10 lakhs will be pure loss to the bank itself. So this cash limit excess limit is very important, and you will have to report all that instances in your LFAR. Next is the balance with Reserve Bank of India, State Bank of India, other. This is not relevant as far as branch is concerned, because generally branch will not have any account with all this type of banks. The investment part is also not relevant for the branch auditor, because investment is generally taken care by the Treasury Department. Next important part comes of the money at call and short notice, also not relevant. Then the advances come. Advances is most important part of the total coverage, because entire branch operations is dependent, entire profit is dependent on the advances only. We'll cover at a later stage once we go through the entire LFR part. Then the liabilities comes with wherein it is you have to report on deposits, other liabilities, contingent liability. Then the profit and loss account, wherein you will have to report on the income and expenditure part. Then there are general part which requires your reporting, which includes deposits, gold, silver, gold bullion, security items, books and records, interbranch account, frauds, implementation of KYC guidelines, management information system, miscellaneous. This is broad parameter in which your LFR reporting is has to be done. Now, coming to the advances part. Now, from last year, the amendment which has come is that advances may you will have to report all the transactions which are above the threshold limit. The threshold limit is either 10 crores or 10% of the overall advances of the branch, which includes fund-based and non-fund based. Suppose your fund-based advance of the branch is, let's say, 30 crores. Non-fund-based advance of the branch is 20 crores. So total advances of the branch, including fund-based, non-fund-based, is 50 crores. So 10% of this is 5 crores. So it is reporting, the benchmark for you is 5 crores or 10 crores, whichever is lower. So your benchmark is 5 crores, which means कि 5 crore के ऊपर अगर कोई भी account है, तो you will have to mandatorily see that account, and you will have to see the transaction of the account. मतलब you have to do the transaction audit. Now this transaction audit जो इसमें last year से जो amendment आया, that is very very important and very very critical as far as branch auditor is concerned. ट्रांजैक्शन ऑडिट का मतलब क्या हो गया? आपके पास कोई ब्रांच में कोई अकाउंट है जिसका सीसी अकाउंट है. अब सीसी अकाउंट है, ट्रांजैक्शन आ रहा है जा रहा है. नाउ यू कैन नॉट ऑब्जेक्ट. अगर आपका विद इन द लिमिट है तो जनरली द ब्रांच मैनेजर कैन नॉट स्टॉप, एंड एज एन ऑडिटर यू आल्सो सी कि भाई विद इन द लिमिट चल रहा है तो पैसा आ रहा है जा रहा है, यू हैव नथिंग टू डू विद इट. बट आपको यहाँ पर योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज इंक्रीज बिकॉज यू हैव टू डू द ट्रांजैक्शन ऑडिट, व्हिच मींस यू विल हैव टू एटलीस्ट गो थ्रू द मेजर transactions of that particular account. Now let's say you find an account जहां पर उसने 10 लाख ऑफ रुपीस इशू किया है उसने एंजल ब्रोकिंग लिमिटेड को. अब एंजल ब्रोकिंग लिमिटेड डेफिनेटली ही इज अ पर्सन हु इज डीलिंग इन टेक्सटाइल, लेट्स से. सो एंजल ब्रोकिंग लिमिटेड इज nowhere concerned with his textile. So it means the money has been diverted by him for the purpose of investment from the working capital account, which is not allowed. This type of transactions you will have to report because you have been given task of doing the transaction audit. So आप ये बोल के नहीं छूट सकते हो कि नहीं everything is within the sanction limit, so there is no problem, so we are not going to see it. No, now you cannot do it. Now your scope is to do the transaction audit. So यहाँ पर you have to be very very alert, because काफी बार ऐसा रहता है कि कुछ बैंक्स में the name of the person do not come कि किसके फेवर में क्लियरिंग गया है या किससे पैसा आ रहा है. तो उस टाइम पे यू विल हैव टू सी द ट्रांजैक्शन एज टू वेयर द एक्चुअल मनी हैज गॉन. दिस हैज टू बी डन स्पेशली wherever there is transaction in round figure. 10 लाख, 25 लाख, 20 लाख, 5 लाख, 1 करोड़, ऐसा अगर राउंड फिगर में कोई ट्रांजैक्शन हो रहा है, which yes sir, account selection with instant limit amount, outstanding amount. Then if suppose 10 crore is sanctioned and if outstanding is 1 crore, then there is no need to do transaction audit of that amount. No need to do based on the outstanding amount. So जो भी आपके राउंड फिगर में अमाउंट आ रहे हैं, राउंड फिगर में अमाउंट आ रहा है, then you will have to definitely see to the account, because वहां पे chances are there कि it may not be the actual it may not be for the actual working capital business. It can be diversion of fund. It is just a guess. You will have to actually see the transaction. देन योर इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट कम्स कि आपका ट्रांजेक्शन पूरा हो रहा है, डेबिट सारा, क्रेडिट सारे, बड़े बड़े फिगर आ रहे हैं, तो आपको टेस्ट चेक बेसिस पे एटलीस्ट यू विल हैव टू सी कि जो पैसा आ रहा है या जो पैसा जा रहा है, सपोज कोई पैसा आपने दिया है किसी को, जस्ट कंपेयर सम ऑफ द आइटम्स विद द लिस्ट ऑफ डेटर्स एंड द लिस्ट ऑफ क्रेडिटर्स व्हिच द बोरोवर सबमिट्स इन केस ऑफ वर्किंग कैपिटल. You will have to match कि भाई जो पैसा आ रहा है वो whether that account is appearing in the list of debtors, और जो पैसा दे रहा है whether the list of creditors में उसका नाम है कि नहीं है. ये आपको देखना जरूरी है, बिकॉज अदरवाइज इट मे हैपन कि भाई ट्रांजैक्शन हो रहा है, राउंड फिगर में नहीं हो रहा है, लेकिन इट मे अमाउंट कि पैसा डाइवर्ट हो रहा है कहीं और पे which is not concerning of that business. तो यहाँ पर भी आपका कुछ टेस्ट चेक बेसिस पे चेक करना जरूरी, बिकॉज यू आर नाउ particular you have to do the transaction audit. So you cannot absolve your liability saying that there was account was not there was no overdues in the account. Then in case of account which are above the threshold limit, you have to do the transaction audit. Which are account which are below the threshold limit, let's say in this our example 5 crores का अपना threshold limit है, उसके नीचे अगर account है तो although you do not have to do the transaction audit, but you have to comment on the process. Now comment on the process का मतलब क्या हो गया आपका, कि प्रोसेस में क्या होता है आपका कि भाई आपके अकाउंट में पैसा आ रहा है जा रहा है. Now in this CBS system the branch manager also do not control. वो तो पूरा अगर पैसा है, अगर कोई चेक आया है and if the money is there in your account, it will be straight going from the common from the CBS system only. But now the process is that कि now what we are discussing कि भाई जो debits or credits are whether they are appearing in the list of debtors or creditors, identical. Actually that has to be done by the branch manager as a month end process, as a verification process. उसको actually में देखना चाहिए कि भाई जो मेरे debits और credits हो रहे, whether those are actually related to business only, कुछ round figure में कोई transaction हो रहा है, whether they are actually pertaining to business. This as a process the branch manager has to do. You can very well ask the branch manager कि भाई आपने चलो आपने month end पे जो account पूरा हो गया, इस month end पे आपने क्या analysis किया है. If he says कि भाई मैंने analysis किया, then as an auditor you have to seek documentary evidence. But ठीक है, you show me the documentary evidence that you have analyzed that particular account after the month end. If he says कि नहीं भाई documents मैंने कुछ नहीं रखा है, then you cannot take it कि भाई he has done it. You will have to report it कि भाई this type of things the system is there, but the branch has not actually analyzed the account, or you can say although the branch has mentioned, however documentary evidence has not been provided, because you are supposed to comment on the process adopted as far as the account which are below the threshold limit. Now from last year, पहले क्या होता था, अपन ने अपने ब्रांच में अगर 50 अकाउंट है, 50 अकाउंट में से अपन ने 10 देखा या 25 देखा या 50 के 50 देखे, you would have make your own noting and you would have completed the LFR. But from last year, this has to be particularly mentioned, that list of the accounts which you have examined for audit. So आपके पास यहाँ पर कोई बचाव नहीं है now. मतलब earlier you could have told कि भाई 10 अकाउंट देखे थे मैंने, उसमें से अगर कोई अकाउंट में खुदा न खास्ता कभी प्रॉब्लम आ गई and someone rings your bell and says कि भाई this account has become NPA, you had done audit of this particular branch, what you have done. So अगर आपने नहीं देखा या आपने देखा और ऑब्जर्वेशन नहीं किया, तो you could have always said कि नहीं भाई हमने ये नहीं देखा था, we are doing it on test check basis, so this account was not verified by us. So you could have safeguarded yourself. But now once that threshold limit concept has come, other thing you have to actually mention which account you have examined for audit. तो आपने अगर above threshold limit है, तो you will have to invariably mention those account, because it is there as a part of your audit. You have to do the audit of those particular account. So now altogether your responsibility is increased, because not only you are supposed to do by virtue of that particular note what was given, but now you are also supposed to give the details of the account which has been examined for audit. So आपने अगर उसमें 10 account लिख दिए हैं, और अगर कल को if after your audit till the time next audit is happening, बीच में अगर अकाउंट NPA हो जाता है, तो मान के चलो आपके पास लेटर आएगा. और आजकल तो क्या एक नया ट्रेंड चल रहा है, मोस्ट ऑफ यू मस्ट हैव एग्जामिन्ड, अगर कोई अकाउंट NPA होता है, कोई बड़ा अकाउंट अगर NPA होता है, तो बोरोवर जिसने पैसा लिया, जिसके कारण से NPA हुआ, ब्रांच मैनेजर जिसने सैंक्शन किया, उन लोगों को पता नहीं क्वेरी जाएगी कि नहीं जाएगी. सबसे पहले क्वेरी आएगी ऑडिटर को कि आपने क्या किया। बेचारा जो ऑडिटर वहां पे 5 दिन था, जिसने अकाउंट को सरसरी नजर से देखा, उस बेचारे की लाइबिलिटी आती कि तुमने क्या किया। मतलब आई डोंट नो व्हाट सिस्टम वी आर फॉलोइंग, बट देन दिस इज अ फैक्ट। सो आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इसलिए बढ़ जाती है फॉर डूइंग ट्रांजेक्शन ऑडिट। कल को सपोज द पर्सन, जो एग्जांपल अपन डिस्कस किया, उसने सपोज रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज के शेयर्स खरीद लिए 10 लाख रुपए के, एंड टुमारो रशिया ने जाके न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब फोड़ दिया। ऑल द स्टॉक मार्केट्स आर ऑन लोअर सर्किट। 2 दिन तक, 1 महीने तक स्टॉक मार्केट खुला ही नहीं, और जब खुला तो इट वाज इन लोअर सर्किट। तो द पर्सन हु हैज इन्वेस्टेड, ही मस्ट नॉट हैव इन्वेस्टेड 10 lakhs, ही मस्ट हैव इन्वेस्टेड लॉट ऑफ मनी। उसने इन्वेस्ट किया, पता चला ब्रोकर का फोन आ गया, मार्जिन ही व्हाटएवर इट इज, ही हैज टू सेल इन लॉसेस। अब लॉसेस इतना हो गया कि ही इज नॉट एबल टू कवर अप विद हिज बिजनेस प्रॉफिट। सो क्या होगा, फाइनली जाके 3 महीने में, 2 महीने में, 4 महीने में अकाउंट एनपी हो जाएगा। एनपी होने के बाद आपके पास आएगा कि भाई आपने क्या किया, दिस मनी वाज डाइवर्टेड टू investment, capital market, what you have done, what transaction audit you have done. So there is no escape for you, because you have to see, and you are reporting also that particular account you have seen. So friends, believe me, your responsibility, our responsibility as a chartered accountant, as a branch auditor, has increased enormously once this particular clause is there in the LFR. So you have to report on the accounts which you have examined for audit. You have to give the coverage also in this particular format. Then important part comes of the credit appraisal. सबसे पहले जो ब्रांच में प्रपोजल लेकर आएगा, उसके बाद सबसे पहला काम जो होता है, that is the credit appraisal of the borrower. If the credit appraisal में normally each bank will have the policy as to how to appraise the credit proposal. अगर बैंक की पॉलिसी में लिखा है कि भाई आपके पास if the person is asking a home loan from you, then in that home loan you have to see the average income of past 3 years. Now the bank manager, अपन जब ऑडिट कर देखा कि भाई वो पर्टिकुलर बोरो जिसको होम लोन सैंक्शन हुआ है, खाली 1 साल का उसके पास आईटीआर है, और 1 साल का आईटीआर फाइल में, और उसी 1 साल के आईटीआर के बेसिस पे बैंक ने उसको लोन दे दिया। नाउ यू आर सीइंग अदर अकाउंट, 4-5 अकाउंट देखा और आपने एनालिस किया कि भाई पूरे के पूरे सिस्टम ही ऐसा चल रहा है, यहाँ पे खाली 1 साल के आईटीआर के बेसिस पे वो पूरा का पूरा लोन सैंक्शन कर रहा है। इट मींस कि द क्रेडिट अप्रेजल is not as per the policy which has been prescribed by the bank. So any such deviation is there in the policy as far as credit appraisal is concerned, you will have to report it. Now credit appraisal will not include only those accounts which are new accounts which has been sanctioned during the year. Normally what we do generally is that कि भाई आपका अकाउंट ये टाइम पे मतलब अपन क्या करते हैं कि भाई जो अकाउंट ड्यूरिंग द ईयर मेरे सैंक्शन हुए हैं, we focus only on those accounts. But our liability is not only for the accounts which has been sanctioned during the year, but the account which has been reviewed or renewed during the year. Your liability is also that account has been properly reviewed and renewed. So you will have to see the credit appraisal part even of the accounts which has been reviewed or renewed during the year. अगर कोई आपके ब्रांच में, if any account has become NPA which was sanctioned within period of 1 year, 1 साल में अगर उसका NPA हो गया 15 जुलाई 2021 को और उसका सैंक्शन हुआ था सितंबर 2020 को, मतलब it is NPA has become within 1 year. So these accounts are mentioned as quick mortality account, wherein there is when the bank process is very high, the accountability is checked, many other things are checked. So in this case, whenever there is a quick mortality account, you will have to report in your LFR. So reporting will not be only कि भाई एक लाइनर आपने डाल दिया कि भाई ये अकाउंट फलाना फलाना अकाउंट है और वो अकाउंट has become NPA within a period of 1 year. You will have to see, you will have to report also on the credit appraisal part as to how the credit was appraised, whether all the policy laid down by the bank was fulfilled or not. And after analyzing all the things, जहां पर भी आपको लेक्यूना दिखे कि भाई ये चीज उसने बैंक ने फॉलो नहीं किया, you will have to report as far as if there is any account which has been downgraded in this quick mortality account. Then your liability comes to verify the interest rate has been correctly fed into the system or not. Now this is a very peculiar case. The sanction of the bank says that the interest rate is MCLR plus 1%. Let's say in working capital, it is interest rate is MCLR plus 1%. MCLR is let's say 7.5%, additional 1%. So total rate of interest charge should be what? 8.5%. आपने सिस्टम में जाके वेरीफाई किया कि भाई जो इंटरेस्ट, जब आप मास्टर्स देखते हो तो उसमें आपको दिखेगा इंटरेस्ट रेट हैज बीन फेड एज 8.5% इन एब्सोल्यूट टर्म्स. नाउ टेल मी, the sanction says MCLR plus 1% which is 8.5%. The actual masters जो आप देखते हो उसमें भी 8.5% लिखा हुआ है. So whether as an auditor, whether you will write in the LFR any deviation which is there or not? Yes or no? How many of you say no? How many of you say yes? So you will report this in your deviation for the simple reason that the sanction prescribed MCLR plus 1%, which eventually is 8.5%, and the actual rate of interest which has been fed is on absolute terms of 8.5%, which means although now it is proper, but whenever the MCLR changes, it will not have any impact on those accounts wherein the interest rate has been fed as on the absolute terms. So this type of reporting also you will have to do, jahan par although the interest rate is correct, but then if it is not as per the prescribed policy, prescribed terms of sanction, you will have to report it. Then you will also have to report whether the correct credit rating has been fed by the branch manager or not. अगर credit rating किसी का BB है and it is वो same लिखा है, then it is okay. Here also there is a catch that आपका credit rating is basically valid for a particular period. कोई 3 महीने के लिए होता है, अगर कोई short review किया है, या तो 1 साल के लिए, जनरली 1 साल के लिए होता है. तो अगर credit rating उसने BBB करके रखा है, which is for 1 year, which term expires on 31st of let's say 28 फरवरी को उसका 1 साल कंप्लीट हो गया और आप 31st मार्च को आप we welcome regional council member Shilpa Shingare madam and all past conveners. So I was mentioning that अगर आपका credit rating is expired on 28th of February, credit rate expire होगा, अगर आप 31st को जाके देखते हो और credit rating has been fed as BBB, then in that case you will have to report कि by the credit rating is actually not valid, मतलब it is not rated account. और अगर उसके सिस्टम में BBB लिखा है on the basis of the last credit rating, then it is not applicable. You will have to report it in your LFAR. Then comes the part of sanctioning disbursement. आपने credit appraisal पूरा समझ लिया. Then comes the part of sanctioning and disbursement. इसमें अगर again any terms and conditions which has been mentioned in the sanction letter, if it is not followed, you will have to report it. आपका जैसे sanction में terms of sanction में लिखा है कि borrower has to bring ₹1 crore of capital as a part of disbursement process. Only then the disbursement is going to happen. अगर आपका 1 करोड़ रुपए नहीं लाता है and then also the amount has been disbursed to the borrower, you will have to report it in your LFR because the terms of disbursement has not been followed. Another important part which has come for reporting from last year is the sanction has not been done with respect to buyback of shares, loan to companies for buyback of shares. Now, generally the bank will not sanction the amount for buyback of shares, but now your responsibility is not to see the direct sanction कि भाई मेरा sanction में ये terms लिखा हुआ है कि नहीं लिखा हुआ है कि it is for the purpose of buyback of shares. Mind well, you have given the details of accounts which you have scrutinized. आपने थ्रेशोल्ड लिमिट के ऊपर सारे अकाउंट तो आपने ट्रांजैक्शन ऑडिट किया है या करना चाहिए था आपको. नाउ इमेजिन आपका कैश क्रेडिट अकाउंट है और आपका यहाँ पे आपने 10 लाख रुपए का कोई चेक इशू किया है कोई ब्रोकर को या किसी थर्ड पार्टी को, और उस पार्टी से आपने आपके ही कंपनी के शेयर्स वापस बाय कर लिए. सो दिस इज ऑल्दो इट इज नॉट अ डायरेक्ट sanction of the amount for the buyback of shares, but it is an indirect thing what the borrower has channelized the fund for the purpose of buyback of shares and securities. So our responsibility is there, which is very very difficult to find out because अगर अपन बहुत prima facie दिख रहा है तो ये अपन find out कर पाएंगे, otherwise you will not be able to find out as to कहाँ पैसा क्या, because it is not possible for to us to check 100% of the transaction. बट यहाँ पे जनरली यू शुड टेक अ MRL में आपको एक पॉइंट लिखा लेना चाहिए कि बोरो मतलब द ब्रांच मैनेजर शुड मेंशन कि नो अमाउंट ऑफ मनी वाज गिवन वाज यूटिलाइज्ड बाय द बोरोवर फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ बायबैक ऑफ इट्स ओन शेयर्स. दिस actually the branch manager will have to take from the borrower a declaration that no amount has been utilized by him for the purpose of buyback of shares. Based on the strength of that certificate from the borrower, the branch manager can issue MRL to you. अगर आप MRL ले रहे हो तो आप भी एक बार देखिए कि as a part of your audit process, as a part of your documentary evidence, you should also insist कि ultimately branch manager का certificate नहीं चलेगा. Ultimately you should take a certificate from the borrower. Am I clear? समझ में आ रहा है? नहीं तो पता चल रहा है मैं खाली बोले जा रहा हूँ. वर्चुअल में ये बहुत तकलीफ होती थी, मतलब आप दीवार के सामने खड़े हो और आप बोले जा रहे हो, यू आर नॉट हैविंग एनी इंटरेक्शन, यू कैन नॉट इवन सी द फेस ऑफ द पर्सन हु इज लिसनिंग यू. तो कभी कभी तो ऐसा लगता है कि भाई अपन बोले जा रहे हैं और पता नहीं सामने आदमी सुन रहा है नहीं सुन रहा है, सो गया, नोबडी नोस. बट एटलीस्ट यहाँ पर इतना दिख रहा है कि सो तो नहीं रहे कोई भी. सो देन आपका क्रेडिट अप्रेजल आपने कर दिया, आपने सैंक्शन कर दिया, आपने डिसबर्समेंट कर दिया. नाउ कम्स द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पार्ट. डिसबर्समेंट के टाइम पे आपको काफी सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स लेने पड़ते हैं, विच इज देयर इन दी बैंक्स पॉलिसी. आप अगर बैंक की पॉलिसी देखोगे, डिसबर्समेंट पॉलिसी देखोगे, तो यू विल फाइंड आउट कि देयर आर 5 डॉक्यूमेंट्स, 10 डॉक्यूमेंट्स which has to be taken. We welcome our WRC treasurer केतन भाई. केतन भाई आगे आइए ना प्लीज. सर आपके ऊपर पूरे WRC के बच्चों की जिम्मेदारी है. यू हैव टू लीड फ्रॉम द फ्रंट. एक शादीशुदा आदमी को पूछा क्यों डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हो, बोले जब से शादी हुआ आई एम ऑलरेडी डिस्टर्ब, अभी क्या डिस्टर्ब होऊंगा मैं. सो देन कम्स द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पार्ट. यू हैव टू सी द पॉलिसी ऑफ द, यू विल हैव टू सी द पॉलिसी ऑफ द बैंक, व्हाट आर द डॉक्यूमेंट्स व्हिच हैज टू बी टेकन. अगर वो डॉक्यूमेंट्स नहीं लिए हैं देन यू विल हैव टू रिपोर्ट इन योर LFAR. देन द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट कम्स ऑफ रिव्यू, मॉनिटरिंग एंड supervision. Now this review, monitoring and supervision is the most important part which you will have to see, because आपका क्रेडिट अप्रेजल आपने एक टाइम पे कर लिया, which is a one time job. आपने डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, आपने सैंक्शन कर दिया, डिसबर्समेंट कर दिया, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन कर दिया, ये सारा कर दिया, which is a one time job. एक बार आपने देख लिया तो it is through. But monitoring is something which has to be done on constant basis by the branch manager. And once you have to report on all the accounts above the threshold limit, it becomes your responsibility also to see whether the monitoring has been done or not properly. अभी आप कैसे देखोगे इसको मॉनिटरिंग पार्ट को, बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव एनीथिंग. आपके पास जो आर्म्स एंड एम्युनिशन है, व्हाट आर दोज आर्म्स एंड एम्युनिशन व्हाट यू एज अ ब्रांच ऑडिटर विल हैव. You will have access to the stock statement. If it is the working capital limit, you will have access to the stock statement of the borrower, which you will be submitting on month basis. You will be having access to the latest audited financial statements. You will have access to the stock audit report. You will have access to the bank statement of the borrower. Yes or no? ये सारी चीज आपके पास रहेगी, और सिर्फ यही चीज आपके पास रहेगी on which you will have to judge whether the monitoring part has been properly done by the branch manager, and in turn the borrower is not misutilizing the funds. Now इसमें आप क्या करोगे, you will यहाँ पर you will need the support of your assistant, and आपको यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा Excel का वर्किंग करना बहुत जरूरी है. I'll tell you, I'll give you some of the actual examples which were faced while we were doing the audit. आपके पास स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट्स आया है, 3-4 महीने का आप स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट निकाल लीजिए लेटेस्ट. आप मार्च का शायद नहीं आएगा आपके पास, फरवरी, जनवरी, दिसंबर, नवंबर का आप 4 महीने का स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट निकाल लीजिए. उसको आप एक्सेल में पूरा प्लॉट करिए कि क्या डेटा बैंक वो बोरोवर आपको दे रहा है टू द ब्रांच. नाउ व्हेन वी हैव प्लॉटेड दिस, वी हैव फाउंड आउट दैट इन वन पर्टिकुलर केस द borrower has given the stock statement wherein he has declared stock of rupees 10 crores in the month of February. As on 20th of February, he was having stock of 10 crores. Fine, no issues with that. Format होता है stock statement का, wherein the borrower has to give details of opening stock of the month, stock purchased during the month, stock sold during the month, so as to derive at the closing stock. तो हमने देखा भाई 10 crores का उसका closing stock है, उसका opening stock 8 करोड़ का है, उसने 4 करोड़ का माल लिया, 2 करोड़ का माल बेचा है. सो दैट अगर मैं अरिथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन करूंगा तो इट इज परफेक्ट. एम आई राइट और रॉन्ग? सो अरिथमेटिकली इट वाज करेक्ट. ओके, ऑल सेट. नाउ वी वेंट टू द प्रीवियस मंथ.
जनवरी का हमने देखा, जनवरी का जब हम लोग देख रहे तो पता चला जनवरी का क्लोजिंग स्टॉक वाज मेंशन्ड एज 6 crore. Now closing stock of January has to become opening stock of February by the thumb rule. उसमें कोई rocket science नहीं है. So when we verified this, we raised the question to the branch manager कि भाई ये 6 करोड़ या 8 करोड़ कैसा हो गया? तो बोला साहब हम लोग तो देखते नहीं है, हम लोग तो खाली देखते हैं कि भाई क्लोजिंग स्टॉक मैच हो रहा है, उसके हिसाब से डीपी बैठ रहा है कि नहीं बैठ रहा है वो देख लिया. But now as an auditor it becomes your responsibility because you are supposed to do the transaction audit of all accounts which are above the threshold limit. So आप जब देखोगे तो पता चलेगा आपका क्लोजिंग स्टॉक और ओपनिंग स्टॉक मैच नहीं हो रहा है. So now you will recalculate the DP based on your 6 crores का closing stock of January. So that will become opening stock. So now your actual closing stock as per arithmetical calculation considering the closing stock of January, it will be only 8 crores. So आपका stock as on February is only 8 crores once you give discount, once you give make adjustment of the difference of opening stock and closing stock. Now you compare your actual outstanding with the revised drawing power what you have calculated. 8 crore के हिसाब से अगर अभी आपका outstanding 9 crores है, so now you will have a problem because now your outstanding is more than drawing power, which will अगर आप उसको 3-4 महीने में plot करोगे, अगर आपका constantly 3 महीना it is below the outstanding is above the DP, then the account has to be downgraded. So this type of manipulative tactics the borrower uses because उसको पता है कि stock statement is not automated by the bank. वहां पर अगर वो mistake या error genuine हो नहीं हो, we don't know, but this type of things happen and you have to be vigilant while you are actually seeing the monitoring aspect. Another case, the borrower has submitted the stock statement जहाँ पे उसने स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट में अगर आप देखोगे तो उसमें कॉलम रहता है सेल्स ड्यूरिंग द मंथ, परचेसेस ड्यूरिंग द मंथ का. अब सेल्स ड्यूरिंग द मंथ उसने बताया है कि सेल्स ड्यूरिंग द मंथ उसका अक्टूबर में 10 लाख का हुआ है, नवंबर में 10 लाख का हुआ है, जनवरी में 10 लाख का हुआ है. सो 3 महीने में सेल्स कितना हुआ उसका 30 लाख का. मैं जब जनवरी का स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट देखता हूं तो उसमें वो बोलता है कि डेटर्स विच आर विद इन 90 days आर 80 lakhs. Now, unless and until you plot this data and you analyze this data कि भाई 3 महीने में अगर मेरा सेल्स ही 30 लाख का है तो डेटर्स by no stretch of imagination can be more than 30 lakhs, imagining कि भाई पूरा का पूरा पैसा आउटस्टैंडिंग है. Yes or no? So this type of analysis you will have to do. तो ये एनालिसिस आप आइसोलेटेड वे में नहीं कर सकते. मतलब आप खाली फरवरी का स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट देख के एनालिसिस कर ले कि एवरीथिंग इज ओके, यू कैन नॉट डू unless and until you plot this data in proper Excel sheet and you analyze, then only you will be able to make out this thing. It can be mistake also, it can be error also, whatever it is. Your first hand information goes कि भाई there is some problem in the account. You speak with the branch manager. Branch manager may say you कि भाई you speak, हम लोग आपको बोरोर का नंबर दे देते हैं, आप बोरोर से बात कर लो, आपके ऑफिस में बोरोर आ जाएगा, सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स लेके आप उसे समझ लेना. फ्रेंड्स, don't make this mistake of directly dealing with the borrower under any circumstances. टाइम बहुत खराब है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. The borrower may record your transaction, anything can happen. अगर ब्रांच मैनेजर इन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो you should tell the branch manager we are auditing your bank. हमने आपको क्वेरी रेज करी है, whatever queries have been raised, you get the clarification from the borrower and you give us the all the details along with the documentary evidence. फिर भी अगर वो इंसिस्ट करता है कि नहीं सर बहुत टेक्निकल हमको समझ में नहीं आएगा, then you insist branch manager कि आप borrower को बुला लो, but the meeting has to be done at the branch only in presence of the branch manager. वहां पर भी आपको अकेले नहीं मीटिंग करनी है. ये सारी चीजें आपको ध्यान रखना बहुत जरूरी है, अदरवाइज मतलब borrowers are very very smart. So this kind of analysis you will have to do, otherwise your audit will be not effective. Then there are मतलब अपन जो एक cases discuss कर रहे हैं, all these are part of red flag. Red flag is that कि wherever you have some doubt, आपको कहीं भी ऐसा लगता है कि there is a deviation from the normal policy, from the normal system of operations, it is a red flag. So you will have to report all this transaction while doing the monitoring part at the relevant place in the LFAR. Then comes the asset classification part. You have I am running fast because time थोड़ा सा short चल रहा है. अगर किसी को कुछ डाउट आ रहा है या इफ आई एम गोइंग टू फास्ट देन यू कैन जस्ट टेल मी, वी कैन रिविजिट दोस थिंग्स. Then comes the asset classification part. As per the IRAC norms, वो जो आपको मैंने बताया था 1 अक्टूबर 2021 का जो सर्कुलर है which prescribes the IRAC norms, वो आप पढ़ लीजिएगा, पढ़ना है जरूरी है आपको. उस IRAC norms के हिसाब से अगर कोई क्लासिफिकेशन आपके हिसाब से बराबर नहीं हो रहा है, as per you the classification is should be substandard, but अगर ब्रांच ने उसको स्टैंडर्ड कैटेगरी में डाला है या आपके हिसाब से it has to be doubtful one category, if the branch manager has put it in the substandard category, then in all such cases you will have to report it कि your classification as per your working is different as compared to the branch working. So ऐसा जो भी aberrations आएंगे you will have to report it. This time this thing, yes sir. The previous slide, what is that RFA? That is red flag account. So classification में इस time पे this time you should not face much problem because the system is totally automated. Automation में ये issue नहीं आना चाहिए. एक issue जो आ सकता है which is important because which is a new thing which has come, that is the out of order status. Earlier out of order status means what? कि आपका sanction limit is suppose 10 crores and your outstanding limit is 8 crores, which means कि the outstanding limit is less than the sanction limit. So there is no case of downgradation of account because your sanction limit, outstanding limit is within the sanction limit, yes or no? But there is a provision of out of order, which means कि if in the working capital account there is no turnover in the account for 90 days, अगर credit कोई भी नहीं आ रहा है within 90 days, or if the credit is coming but it is not sufficient to meet the interest liability of those 3 months, then the account would be considered as out of order and account will have to be downgraded. Earlier the provision was that this was to be seen as on the last day of the year, that is to say 31st March को आपको देखना था कि last 90 days में whether there are any transaction or not, and if there is a turnover, if there is a transaction, whether it is sufficient to cover the interest part. So earlier it was that criteria which was to be seen as on 31st of March. But now the amendment has come which says कि out of order status will have to be seen throughout the year. That at the end of the year निकाल दिया, delete कर दिया, which means कि अगर पूरे साल के ब्लॉक में कभी भी 90 days का ब्लॉक ऐसा आता है जहां पर आपका outstanding, जहां पर there is no credit or the credit is not sufficient to meet the interest liability, then also you will have to downgrade the account. So this provision might not have been captured by the bank while doing the automation process. तो आप उसको कर सकते हो. Then जो भी कैटेगरी 1 ब्रांचेस कर रहा है, जब बैंक, रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया ने जब ये ऑटोमेशन एनपीए ऑटोमेशन किया था तो सारे सेंट्रल ऑडिटर्स से एक सर्टिफिकेट लिया था रिगार्डिंग दी ऑटोमेशन की ऑल द ऑटोमेशन इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ एनपीए हैज बीन डन. सो यू as an auditor, as a branch auditor, as a statutory auditor, you insist for that certificate in respect of automation from the branch. He will speak with his head office and he will call and you have the access to that automation part. वो इसलिए जरूरी हो जाएगा because आपका automation में there are certain things which would not have been captured in automation. For example, जो एक COVID related circular आए थे, इसमें जो post implementation part है, अगर implementation post मॉनिटरिंग पार्ट, अगर वो मॉनिटरिंग बराबर नहीं आएगा, उसमें अगर कहीं पे डिफॉल्ट होता है तो अकाउंट वुड बी क्लासिफाइड एज एनपीए राइट फ्रॉम डे 1. सो वो आपको पता नहीं चलेगा कि कितना ऑटोमेटेड है. ब्रांच मैनेजर तो यही बोलना है कि साहब सारा का सारा सिस्टम ऑटोमेटेड है, एवरीथिंग इज सिस्टम ओरिएंटेड, बट यू शुड इंसिस्ट फॉर दैट सर्टिफिकेट व्हिच इज देयर ऑन द एनपीए ऑटोमेशन. वो एक्सेस मिल जाता तो उसमें पूरा वेरिएशंस भी दिया होगा कि दिस पार्ट इज ऑटोमेटेड, हाउएवर this part is not automated. Then you focus only on those parts which are not automated because of the time shortage which you will be facing during the audit part. Then there is concept of classification into SMA 0, 1, 2. If it is outstanding amount is not paid for 30 days, for term loan में 0 day के ऊपर गया तो SMA 0 में आ जाएगा, 30 days SMA 1. अगर वो classification से if you are not satisfied then you will have to report it at this place in the LFAR part. Then अगर बैंक ने डिसाइड किया, बैंक मैनेजमेंट ने डिसाइड किया कि भाई द अकाउंट एनपीए अकाउंट है, नाउ लेट अस गो टू लेट अस फॉलो द आईबीसी प्रोसेस. अगर ऐसा मैंडेट आया है एंड द ब्रांच इज नॉट इनिशिएटिंग दैट आईबीसी प्रोसेस, यू विल हैव टू रिपोर्ट इन योर LFR। आप इसमें क्या कर सकते हो, सारे एनपीए अकाउंट में फर्स्ट यू टेक अ डिक्लेरेशन फ्रॉम द ब्रांच मैनेजर कि भाई इसमें से कितने का आईबीसी प्रोसेस गया हुआ है, आइदर विच हैज बीन इनिशिएटेड बाय द ब्रांच और बाय द बैंक और इनिशिएटेड बाय सम अदर पर्सन। अगर किसी और ने भी किया आईबीसी में, एनसीएलटी में चला गया, then also reporting requires you to report on such transaction wherein even the branch, even some other third party has gone into NCLT, you will have to report in your LFAR. Then अगर एनपीए में आपका वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज एनपीए कि अगर कोई रिकवरी होती है तो रिकवरी के लिए आईरेक हैज नॉट मेंशन एज टू रिकवरी हैज टू एप्रोप्रिएटेड वेयर फर्स्ट चार्जेस और प्रिंसिपल और इंटरेस्ट आरबीआई ने प्रिस्क्राइब नहीं किया। Every bank will have a policy as to, in case of NPA recovery, how the money has to be apportioned unless and until it is court directed. अगर बैंक का पॉलिसी पैसा है तो जनरली बैंक विल हैव द पॉलिसी कि फर्स्ट विल बी चार्ज्ड टुवर्ड्स अनरियलाइज्ड चार्जेस। अगर बैंक ने प्रोसेसिंग चार्ज फीस चार्ज किया और उसके बाद अकाउंट एनपीए हो गया, सो दैट द प्रोसेसिंग फीस हैज नॉट बीन रिकवर्ड, सो एज पर द आईरेक नॉर्म्स यू विल हैव टू रिवर्स दोस प्रोसेसिंग फीस व्हिच हैज नॉट बीन एक्चुअली रिकवर्ड। तो जब पैसा आया उसका एनपीए में रिकवरी हो रही है तो ब्रांच पॉलिसी के, बैंक पॉलिसी के हिसाब से फर्स्ट दैट प्रोसेसिंग चार्ज विल बी रिकवर्ड, उसमें अगर कुछ एक्सेस आएगा देन इंटरेस्ट विल बी रिकवर्ड, और उसके बाद में अगर कुछ एक्सेस बचता है देन द प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट विल बी रिकवर्ड। बट दिस इज नॉट अ स्टैंडर्ड रूल, एवरी बैंक विल हैव अ डिफरेंट पॉलिसी। सो जो भी बैंक की आप ऑडिट कर रही हो, टेक दैट एनपीए रिकवरी पॉलिसी, एनपीए अपॉर्शनमेंट पॉलिसी, सो दैट यू कैन appropriate whenever you find such cases of recovery in your particular branch. Then the non-fund based limit में important part is that कि whenever there is a आपका अगर कोई LC डिवॉल्व हुआ या BG इन्वोक हुआ है आपका, तो you will have to report it. But the most important part is कि अगर जैसे आपका ब्रांच का बोरोर का लिमिट है 20 करोड़ का, आपका उसका नॉन फंड बेस्ड लिमिट है और 10 करोड़ का उसका फंड बेस्ड लिमिट, 10 करोड़ 20 करोड़ का फंड बेस्ड है, 10 करोड़ का नॉन फंड बेस्ड लिमिट है, विच इज सो व्हाट विल हैपन कि अगर आपका 20 करोड़ का लिमिट है फंड बेस का और आउटस्टैंडिंग विद इन है तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। अच्छा, नॉन फंड बेस का 10 करोड़ का लिमिट है, बट इवेंचुअली दैट नॉन फंड बेस लिमिट इज एलसी हैज बीन डिवॉल्व, व्हिच मींस कि द एलसी विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू फंड बेस लिमिट। सो नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन इज दैट कि आपका फंड बेस लिमिट व्हिच वाज सैंक्शनड ऑफ 20 करोड़, नाउ द आउटस्टैंडिंग इज 30 करोड़ बिकॉज़ 10 करोड़ हैज बीन ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम योर एलसी व्हिच वाज डिवॉल्व। सो अभी आउटस्टैंडिंग कितना हो गया आपका 30 करोड़। So now as a norm 90 days में अगर वो 10 करोड़ रुपए नहीं देगा तो अकाउंट विल बी क्लासिफाइड एज सबस्टैंडर्ड, यस और नो। बट काफी ब्रांच वाले थोड़े स्मार्ट होते हैं, बैंक थोड़ी सी स्मार्ट होती है, सो दैट उनको एनपीए परसेंटेज डाउन रखना है तो क्या करते हैं, जब एलसी डिवॉल्व हो जाएगी तो दे विल टेक अ सैंक्शन that now the interchangeability between fund base and non fund base is allowed, which means ki now the overall limit which was 20 plus 10, now the limit is 30 crore, which can be interchanged, either fund base can be converted into non fund or non fund can be converted into fund, which means abhi aapka 30 crores ka agar outstanding hai, earlier the limit was 20, outstanding was 30, so your account would have been downgraded after 90 days, but now what has happened is now the outstanding is 30 and your sanction limit is also 30. So now you cannot downgrade the account because now the account has come within limit. But now the RBI has mentioned that if such kind of cases are there, wherever there is interchangeability has been allowed post devolvement, you will have to report such cases and you can take your own wisdom and classify the account as NPA or substandard account if that 90 days norms is fulfilled. अदर एसेट्स में द इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज आपको सस्पेंस अकाउंट ब्रांच में मिलेगा, वो सस्पेंस अकाउंट का आपको देखना है, सस्पेंस अकाउंट को थॉरली स्क्रूटनाइज करना है बिकॉज मेनी टाइम्स द सस्पेंस अकाउंट में पैसा रूट करके फ्रॉड हो सकता है। तो सस्पेंस अकाउंट का पूरा डिटेल लीजिए आप, कहाँ से पैसा डेबिट में कहाँ से आ रहा है, क्रेडिट में कहाँ से आ रहा है। समटाइम्स इट हैपेंस दैट मैचिंग नहीं हो रहा है, इसलिए डेबिट भी खड़ा है क्रेडिट भी खड़ा है, बट दैट जजमेंट यू विल हैव टू सी टेक बेस्ड ऑन द फैक्ट्स एंड सर्कमस्टेंसेस। अगर आपको लग रहा है कोई अकाउंट में प्रोविजन करना है या कोई अकाउंट बराबर नहीं है, देन यू विल हैव टू रिपोर्ट इट विद योर कमेंट्स कि भाई दिस हैज नॉट बीन प्रॉपर्ली एक्सप्लेन्ड और नो डिटेल्स हैज बीन गिवन बाय द ब्रांच मैनेजर। सस्पेंस अकाउंट में एवरीबॉडी इज अलर्ट, इवन आरबीआई इज अलर्ट कि अगर इसमें कोई भी रिपोर्टिंग आती है जिसमें ये आता है कि द डिटेल्स हैज नॉट बीन गिवन बाय द ब्रांच, इट विल बी स्पेशली लुक्ड अपॉन बाय द सेंट्रल ऑडिटर्स। Then comes the liabilities part. On the deposits part, deposit में the most important part is the आपका interest rate has to be properly, because आप उसमें interest rate देख सकते हो, उसमें आप unusual movement देख सकते हो। डिपॉजिट में आपको टेस्ट चेक बेसिस पे जरूर देखना है आपको कि भाई कोई अकाउंट है, वैसे तो बैंक का एक्सेप्शन रिपोर्ट निकलता है, बट यू ऑल्सो एज एन ऑडिटर कोई बड़े अकाउंट्स जो है जिसमें ट्रांजेक्शन काफी हुए हैं उस अकाउंट को देखें। जैसे कोई सैलरी अकाउंट है, सैलरी अकाउंट में एवरी मंथ ऑन मंथ ही इज गेटिंग 1 लाख 1 लाख 1 लाख, सडनली कोई एक महीने में 1 करोड़ रुपए आए और 1 करोड़ रुपए चले गए, देन यू विल हैव टू alarm yourself कि भाई why, मतलब in a salary account this kind of amount should not have come, so you will have to inquire, maybe उसने कोई प्रॉपर्टी बेची होगी, पैसा आएगा, maybe shares बेचे होंगे, anything, we are not doubting, we are just satisfying ourselves with documentary evidence कि all the transactions are proper and there is no anti money laundering which is to be implemented in this particular account. So you have to be vigilant. Next important step comes of the verification of the interest part. Interest is generally automated, बट उसमें आपको एक खाली चीज जो देखनी है, जैसे सीनियर सिटीजन हुआ आपका, स्टाफ अकाउंट हुआ जिसमें आपका इंटरेस्ट रेट इज बिट हायर, ऑन टेस्ट चेक बेसिस यू शुड सी, पहले तो आपको एक लिस्ट लेने की भाई इसमें से कौन सा अकाउंट सीनियर सिटीजन का, बैंक विल हैव दैट डिटेल who are the senior citizen, who are the staff wherein the additional rate of interest has been given, and you verify that. In one case we found out, मतलब हमने पूछा है क्या स्टाफ का अकाउंट है, ठीक है स्टाफ है, उसको एडिशनल दिया था, ठीक है, वी टोल्ड कि भाई यू प्रूव दैट दिस इज द स्टाफ एज ऑन डेट, वो बोला नहीं ये स्टाफ है, हमने बोला ब्रांच में तो नहीं है, बोला कि पहले ब्रांच में था उसके बाद ट्रांसफर होके वो त्रिवेंद्रम चला गया, ठीक है फाइन, यू गिव द रिकॉर्ड्स ऑफ त्रिवेंद्रम दैट ही इज स्टिल एट द ब्रांच, त्रिवेंद्रम से रिकॉर्ड मंगा तो पता चला वो 3 महीने पहले ही छोड़ के चला गया, सो 3 महीने पहले छोड़ के चला गया, तो नाउ ही इज नॉट अ स्टाफ, सो ही शुड नॉट बी गिवन द बेनिफिट ऑफ हायर इंटरेस्ट रेट व्हिच इज वैलिड ओनली फॉर द स्टाफ. So this kind of thing you will have to see. You cannot take anything on the face of it by the branch manager. Branch manager का काम सिर्फ और सिर्फ है कि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा आपका टाइम स्पेंड करे फालतू चीजों में. आप जाओगे ब्रांच में, आपसे हाय हेलो करेगा, कैसा चल रहा है, क्या चल रहा है, क्या कर रहे हो, बच्चे कितने हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, उसको कोई मतलब ही नहीं है, बट ही विल आस्क ऑल दैट स्टफ ओनली फॉर किलिंग द टाइम. फिर आपकी तारीफें भी कर देगा, अरे सर आपने, मतलब आप कोई डिस्कशन करोगे तो सर व्हाट डिस्कशन यू आर डूइंग, दिस इज फर्स्ट टाइम वी आर लिसनिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ डिस्कशन फ्रॉम एन ऑडिटर, रियली सर यू आर मार्वलस, वी आर थैंकफुल दैट वी आर इन द राइट हैंड. ही विल, मतलब आपको इतना चढ़ा देगा वो कि यार बहुत अच्छे, मतलब आपकी भी कॉलर टाइट हो जाएगी, भाई तारीफ कर रहा है, मेरे इंटेलिजेंस की तारीफ कर रहा है, दैट इज समथिंग वेरी गुड. फिर थोड़ा सा और डिस्कशन बढ़ेगा आपका, फिर बोलेगा सर लास्ट ईयर ऑडिटर्स हैड कम, इतना, मतलब they were so punctual and they were so to the point, 3 दिन में ऑडिट कंप्लीट करके चले गए. इमेजिन सर कितना उन्होंने देखा होगा, 3 दिन में कंप्लीट करके चले गए, they were very fast and बहुत अच्छी क्वेरीज निकाली थी. अब एक जगह तो आपकी तारीफ कर दी कि यू आर वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, दूसरी जगह बोलता है कि पिछला ऑडिटर 3 दिन में करके गया. इसका मतलब है आपको मेंटल स्ट्रेस आ गया कि इंटेलिजेंट भी बोल रहा है और 3 दिन का टारगेट दे रहा है, मतलब अगर मैंने 3 दिन में नहीं किया तो मेरा जो इंटेलिजेंस, मेरा जो इमेज बना हुआ है सब खत्म हो जाएगा. यस और नो, दिस हैपेंस प्रैक्टिकली, इट हैपेंस. आप जाओगे साहब वो नया रेस्टोरेंट खुला, चलो अपन जाके वहां पे खाना खा के आते हैं, बहुत अच्छा खुला है सर, आपकी आइसक्रीम बहुत अच्छी मिलती है यहाँ पे, आप आइसक्रीम खाओ. ऑल दैट इज गोइंग टू डू, आपका काम है आप सुन लो, समझ लो, जितना टाइम देना है उतना ही टाइम ब्रांच को, तो बाकी आप काम ऑडिट पे ध्यान लगाओ. Contingent liability, you will have to give details of all the contingent liability, especially बिल्स वगैरह का तो डिटेल आ ही जाएगा. खाली आपको एज अ ब्रांच में आपको खाली देखना है कि इज देयर एनी केस व्हिच हैज बीन फाइल्ड बाय एनी ऑफ द बोरोवर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू कोई चेक पास कर दिया व्हिच वाज नॉट सपोज्ड टू बी पास, उसने केस कर दिया कि भाई आपने फ्रॉडुलेंटली पास कर दिया, मेरे को 1 लाख रुपए का मेरा क्लेम है या 1 करोड़ का क्लेम है, या कोई जिस प्रीमाइसिस में बैठे हो उस प्रीमाइसिस में रेंट नहीं जा रहा है, उस लैंडलॉर्ड के साथ डिस्प्यूट चल रहा है, तो ऑल दैट स्टफ यू विल हैव टू सी एट द ब्रांच लेवल. बाकी जो एलसी वगैरह है वो सब ग्लोबल लेवल में आ जाता है, वहां पर इतना नहीं भी करोगे तो सब सिस्टम बेस्ड आता है. कुछ चीजें जो ब्रांच स्पेसिफिक है दैट यू विल हैव टू सी, एंड अगर आपको लगता है कि देयर इज अ कंटिंजेंट लायबिलिटी व्हिच मे अक्रू, likely to report it. Profit and loss account that we have already covered. General part में books of accounts, records, all that thing is there which you will have to see the policy of the bank. अगर कहीं पे कोई deviation आ रहा है तो you will have to report it. You should take while starting the audit, you should take the concurrent audit report आपको लेना है. Every bank will be undergoing the risk-based internal audit, which is done by their internal team only of the branch. तो आपको वो जरूर ले लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि उसमें क्या जो इंटरनल टीम रहती है इनकी ऑडिट की, वो पूरा का पूरा डिटेल लेकर आती है, मतलब पूरा 3 महीने ऑडिट करते हैं, एवरी अकाउंट इज डीपली स्क्रूटिनाइज्ड, तो वो आपके लिए रेडीमेड मटेरियल हो जाता है टू रिपोर्ट इन एलएफआर। काफी सारे डिस्क्रिपेंसीज उन लोग निकालते हैं, तो वो आपको ऑडिट लेना, वो रिपोर्ट लेनी चाहिए, कॉन्करेंट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट लेनी चाहिए, लास्ट टाइम का एलएफआर लेना चाहिए, लास्ट टाइम का पूरा प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस लेना चाहिए, अगर कोई एमओसी है तो वो डिटेल लेना चाहिए, एंड यू हैव टू सी लास्ट ईयर का एमओसी इंप्लीमेंट किया कि नहीं किया, लास्ट ईयर एलएफआर में जो पॉइंट्स थे वेदर ऑल दोस पॉइंट्स यू आर कवरिंग और नॉट, इट मे नॉट बी देयर, बट एटलीस्ट यू विल हैव एन फेयर आइडिया एज टू व्हाट टाइप ऑफ ब्रांच इट इज, एंड क्वेरीज जनरली कौन से डिपार्टमेंट या कौन से डिवीजन में आएगी। You should also take all the stock audit reports of the borrowers which has been undertaken by the branch during the year. आपको वो उसको स्टडी करके उसको आपको आपके हिसाब से एनालिसिस करना है। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। स्टॉक ऑडिट, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर डूइंग स्टॉक ऑडिट ओवर ईयर? मेनी आर देयर। अब नाउ स्टॉक ऑडिट में क्या होता है, स्टॉक ऑडिट में नॉर्मली वी आर अपॉइंटेड बाय द ब्रांच, सो वी जनरली डोंट गो अगेंस्ट द ब्रांच। अगर कोई अपना ऑब्जर्वेशन भी रहता है, वी ट्राई टू कवर अप इन सच अ मैनर कि अपना जान बच जाए और अकाउंट में कुछ प्रॉब्लम आए नहीं है, तो वो दैट काइंड ऑफ स्किल्ड ड्राफ्टिंग वी हैव टू डू। नाउ वन common thing which will be there in almost all the stock audit report is that ki age wise analysis of stock was not given to find out whether there is any obsolete stock or not, या कोई देगा कि भाई there was slow moving stock of 5 crores 10 crores जो भी एक अमाउंट देता है, और उसके बाद वो रिपोर्ट में कुछ डालेगा नहीं, मतलब डीपी जब कैलकुलेट करेगा उसमें डीपी एज पर द स्टॉक ऑडिटर ही विल बी मैचिंग दैट विद द स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट व्हाट ही इज डूइंग, बट ये सारा थीसिस वो पूरा स्टॉक ऑडिट रिपोर्ट में लिख देगा। Now, as a branch auditor, you will have to understand what weightage you have to give to the observations which has been done by the branch auditor. अगर वो लिखता है कि भाई slow moving stock है which is lying with the borrower since past 6 months or since past 1 year, although he may write कि भाई the stocks are not obsolete, वो स्टील का स्टॉक है, सीमेंट का, आयरन का which is not obsolete, so there is मतलब DP has not been impacted, but as an auditor you will have to take a judgment कि अगर वो obsolete, अगर वो पुराना स्टॉक है तो whether the DP has to be allotted to that or not, because normally आपका अगर जो आपका CMA डेटा में स्टॉक टर्नओवर पीरियड देता है, अगर उसने 30 दिन का दिया, अगर वो 1 साल तक रखा है स्टॉक, तो जनरली यू शुड नॉट allocate DP to those stocks which are slow moving, but that judgment you will have to take depending on the stock audit report। तो एक स्टॉक ऑडिट रिपोर्ट को पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है। अगर कोई ब्रांच ए कैटेगरी की ब्रांच कैटेगरी 1 ब्रांच है, अगर कोई एएसएम रिपोर्ट आई है तो एएसएम रिपोर्ट को डिटेल में पढ़िए, बिकॉज एएसएम रिपोर्ट में बहुत सारी चीजें रहेगी जो अंदर अंदर से दिखी, मतलब जो फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स रहेंगे व्हिच यू विल हैव टू एनालाइज फ्रॉम योर ओन साइड। अगर कोई आपके ब्रांच में फ्रॉड हुआ है, if it is reported to higher office and to RBI, it is okay. If it is not reported, you will have to mention in the LFR at this particular column कि भाई fraud has happened but it is not yet reported। अच्छा, फ्रॉड हुआ है तो उसमें आपको एडिशनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिया है LFR ने कि अगर फ्रॉड हुआ है तो यू विल हैव टू एनालाइज as to how the fraud has happened, what kind of things were done by the borrower so as to जो फ्रॉड हुआ है, मतलब it was overstatement of datas या उसने फंड्स डाइवर्ट किया था, जो भी आपको फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स समझ के you will have to report it over here as to what kind of fraud was happened। This basically RBI requires for the purpose कि कोई मतलब अगर 10 ब्रांच से डिटेल आती है, 10 बैंक से डिटेल आती है कि what type of fraud, how the fraud has happened, तो it can take a overall view कि how the borrower is generally having tendency to do the fraud in the account। So एक बैंक का information they can share with other banks also where this type of fraud has happened। If there is any uniqueness in the fraud, it will be circulated amongst all the banks। So it is a welcome step which has been taken by the RBI to see to it that there is a less number of delinquency as far as fraud is concerned। KYC guidelines, these are all very general, I am not covering here, and this we have already discussed as to what type of reports you should see while starting the audit। That's it, friend। I tried to cover all the major part which I could have covered to give full justice to the time allotted to me। I may have gone sometimes very fast because of the time constraint, but I hope that at least जितना बोला है उतना तो आप लोग समझ गए होंगे। If there are some questions, we can take it। Yes, sir।
Sometimes slow-moving and non-moving stocks are observed, but then the client gives you the certificate from their that this stock is definitely
See, it is not, that is what I am telling you। आपका जो सीएमए डेटा में अगर स्टॉक टर्नओवर दिया है 30 डेज का, तो आप नॉर्मल बैंक पार्लेंस के हिसाब से देखोगे 90 डेज स्टॉक इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी स्लो मूविंग, अनलेस एंड अनटिल आपका जो पूरा इकोसिस्टम है, जैसे आपका अगर कोई हैवी मशीनरी है जिसमें मालूम है कि उसको बनने में 6 महीना लगेगा, तो इट्स ओके। अदरवाइज आपका जो 3 महीना 6 महीना वही क्राइटेरिया आपको लेना है। टेक्निकल डायरेक्टर कैन राइट एनीथिंग, बैंक ब्रांच कैन गिव यू एनी एक्सप्लेनेशन, बट एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट वर्किंग कैपिटल इज गिवन फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ चर्निंग। अगर वो लाके स्टॉक लाके उससे 2-2 साल तक स्टॉक को रख दिया टू एंजॉय द बेनिफिट ऑफ हायर प्राइस एट अ लेटर स्टेज, यू शुड नॉट एक्सेप्ट ऑल दैट स्टफ, anything. That depends. That is what I'm telling you. That will depend on your judgment. They should do, but so friends, thank you very much for your patience, Erin. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayesh bhai, for such a nice presentation. Now I request our Deputy Convener Jayesh Kalaji to give a formal vote of thanks today. Oh, sorry, Jayesh Thakkar. Sorry.
Thank you, Krishna ji. Okay. So it's Jayesh versus Jayesh. Oh, we welcome our chairman, Murtuza Kachwala. We welcome you, sir. With a round of applause, we welcome our chairman, Murtuza Kachwala. Okay. We welcome CS Shweta Jain, Secretary, WIRC ICI for the year 2022-23. We welcome all the newly qualified chartered accountants and their parents. We welcome all the regional council members who are present here. Thank you very much for your presence. We also welcome C. Ketan Bhai Sayya, Chairman Vikasa. We welcome you, sir. Okay. Now it's the time to propose our hearty vote of thanks to the speaker, C. Jayesh Bhai Kala. So it's a Jayesh Bhai versus Jayesh Bhai. So without any bias, I must say. So today you justify today's topic, looking at the presentation and the speech you delivered. So when there is a season of the bank audit, and when we have the speaker like Jayesh Bhai, and when we have the members like of JB Nagar, Jayesh Bhai, I must say, no one can sleep at this moment, sir. So our entire audience was truly interestingly, they were listening you. And sir, you very well covered the master circulars and the master directions, and you have very well covered the coverage of the LFAR. So now, without taking much more time, we welcome CA Piyush Bhai Chandak, Treasurer WIRC of ICI for the year 22-23. With a loud approach, we welcome Piyush Bhai Chandak. Okay, so on behalf of our JP Nagar CP Study Circle, with a round applause, we propose our hearty vote of thanks to the today's speaker, Jayesh Bhai Kala. Thank you very much, sir, for giving your valuable time. Now I would like to hand over this charge to the C. Chintan Bhai sir to please take over this session.
Morning, everybody. Very welcome to all the members, the dignitaries of WIRC team today. It's a pleasure to have the entire team of WIRC, all the office bearers and the most of the RCMs here. It's really a pleasure for the JB Nagar to host this meeting with all of these dignitaries at this venue today. With this, may I request our convener, Krishna ji, to please give us some highlights of the JB Nagar Study Circle to all the members.
Thank you, Chintan bhai. So firstly, I congratulate the entire WRC team for the current year who had won the election, and I welcome the entire WRC team, Murtuza Kanchwala sir as chairman and his entire team to the JB Nagar Study Circle. Sir, we are the study circle which was born in 1999, and today we are 23 years old, and we are 9 years old as AOP. So we are one of the largest. Sorry, 9 months. We are one of the largest professional and following all the rules and regulation of ICI. Our study circle is the winner of the Best Study Circle Award and Appreciation Certificate for last 17 years in row out of 23 years. We are the first study circle in the country to start virtual webinars. Even ICI had started the virtual webinars. We had started above that. And our all the sessions are live on YouTube also. And all past sessions are available on YouTube. So any member would like to see any session, if he had not attended the session in physically or virtually, so they can see on the YouTube channel. During the current financial year, we had done approximately 60 programs from 1st April till now. Out of that, around 5 programs we did physical, and 55 programs approximately we did virtual. So approximately every month, 5 to 6 programs we are doing, and we had taken COVID pandemic as opportunity, and we were able to invite speakers from across country. So today, out of 60 programs, around 30 to 35% speakers are outside Bombay. So this opportunity we had taken during the pandemic. Our study circle had also produced 3 RCMs, 2 WRC chairmen, and 2 central council members. Members of our study circles are speakers at different levels, including national levels and international levels also. Our study circles has developed the concept of study group, where we enhance the knowledge of members in a smaller group, and subsequently those speakers are becoming the speakers at national levels. Our study circle is one of the few study circles who publish the budget booklet. We are publishing the budget booklet since last 17 years. We are also running a well-maintained library cum reading room facility available in our area for the aspiring CA students. Study circle has made a large contribution of 2,50,000 to CABF during the current year, FY 21-22. And last, I want to say we are always ready to support WRC team for wherever they need us. So we are ready to support them 365 days. So that is from my side. This is the highlight of our study circle. So now I hand over to the mic to Chintan sir. Chintan ji.
Thank you, Krishna ji, for making all the members aware of the JB Nagar Study Circle's activities. And now we have the pleasant task of felicitation of the office bearers of WIRC and also the other RCMs who are present here. So may I request our senior most member and the founder member, Loda ji, to please felicitate CA Murtuza Kachwala, Chairman WIRC, with a token of appreciation, a shawl, and memento. Also request may I request NK Jain sir, along with NM Jain sir, for the felicitation of Sri Shweta Jain, Secretary WIRC. I request past convener Seema Mehta and Shri B.L. Maheshwari ji, past convener, to please felicitate CA Piyush Chandak, Treasurer. I request past convener CA Mahesh Bagaria ji, along with Spurvi Bagaria, to felicitate Mr. CA Ketan Saya, Chairman Vikasa. Now we'd like to felicitate CA Pinky Kedia, who has been representative of our study circle in the RCM, and I am taking the task of felicitating her along with Manish Bhai Dedia. Yes, please ask the Now we'll be felicitating all the RCMs who are present here, one by one. The order of the name is in the alphabetical order, so please excuse me for that. Call upon C. Ankit Agarwal, RCM, and Mr. Maheshwari ji to please felicitate him. Oh, actually, sorry, please excuse me. I think you were supposed to be present, right? Okay. C. Ankit Rathi, Maheshwari, you can be there. Sorry. Call upon C. Gautam Lat, RCM, and also call upon Amar Bafna ji. Please felicitate him. I'll call upon Nidhi Lalpuria, our core group member, to felicitate C. Hridesh Pankhania, RCM. I'll call upon C. Julie Shah, felicitate RCM, Shilpa Shinagare. Please excuse me for this. We have not got the opportunity to physically felicitate our immediate past chairman, C. Manish Bhai Gadia. So now I call upon C. Piyush Chajet. So please, and Manish Bhai, please. Also call upon convener and deputy convener to join here.
Just to add something, we had physically felicitated sir, but sir is हमारे दिल में है, तो वो जब भी रहेंगे तो हमारे साथ हैं. उन्होंने starting, he is one of the founder convener of our study circle.
ठीक कहा. अभी शिल्पा ने जैसे कहा, तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट बताती है कि वो कितने हमारे दिल में.
Thank you, everybody. Now we also have we have a program for felicitation of the relatives of our members who have qualified recently in the recent past. It is not recent, in the recent past, because since 2 years, there were lack of any physical meetings. So first, we have rank holder C. Aditya Maheshwari, son of B.L. Maheshwari ji. Maheshwari ji, you have to be here with him. Yeah. And the felicitation will be done by the chairman. You are here to accompany him. And if the mother is also here, please join. Yeah. Manish bhai, please join. Manish Gadia ji. Okay. Okay. For the information of everybody, Aditya has secured All India rank 48 and has passed in the year 2021. दोनों को है.
Next is C. Akansha Vinay Mehta, daughter of past convener Seema Mehta. She had qualified in the year 2020. Next is CA Aman Pandey, son of our member Ramesh Pandey. Okay, he's not there. Next, CA Asta Mehta, daughter of CA Nilesh Mehta. CA Kritika Kanodia, daughter of our past convener CA Sajan Kanodia. I think she is not here, but again in absentia we are just yes, recognizing her achievements. Next, CA Nandini Lalpuria, sister of our core group member CA Nidhi Lalpuria. Nidhi and Nandini is also here. Okay. Next, CA Preksha Shah, daughter of past convener, sorry, Preksha Bafna, daughter of past convener Amar Bafna. CA Rachna Gupta, daughter of CA Rakesh Gupta, our member. CA Rachna Gupta, daughter of CA Rakesh Gupta. I think Rachna is not here, but Rakesh is here. Next is CA Saurabh Raman Temkar, son of CA Raman Temkar, qualified in 2022. CA Suesh Jain, son of CA Sunil Jain, qualified in 21.
He's not there. Next is Tanmay Prashant Tadaidikar, daughter of Prashant Tadaidikar. Last, CA Vaishali Gupta, daughter of CA Uma Shankar Gupta. Father and mother both are invited, please. One more member is not present. She Rishabh Chaudhary, son of our core group member Dinesh Chaudhary. Oh, is there? Okay. I was informed he's not there. Sorry, please come. With this, we have felicitate all the new members. Yeah, all the freshly qualified members can be here, please. And I have a small announcement and one more gift for you after you come on the stage. Please join fast.
पीछे खड़े रहो पीछे और स्टूडेंट्स आगे आ जाओ इधर आ जाओ
Kneel down.
sit down here please sit down your students sit down yes sir come this side इधर आ जाओ कोई आ जाओ Thank you. Very good. Women empowerment. आज समझने में आप क्या नहीं रखे 50% रेशियो
Sorry, sir. I like to correct this statement. Out of the 13, there are 8 females and only 5 males. No, but out of the total qualified.
Sir, nearby when President Lolaji, when nearby was President, he used to say after 4 years we will start a men empowerment committee.
Thank you, Manish bhai. Yeah, I was just about to, all these members whom we, fresh members, the newly qualified members whom we have felicitated. We have one more token of appreciation for you. The study circle membership for the year 22-23. You are all welcome to join the study circle with a very token fee of only 500 rupees plus GST. So you have to take this opportunity today itself take it or leave it. Membership, it's more than 2,000 rupees is a normal membership fee. But again, the intangible benefits are innumerable. The monetary benefit is 2,000 rupees. So all are requested to take this membership today itself at 500 rupees plus GST. This is opportunity only for today. Aaj ka offer hai. With these words, we have concluded the felicitation of the newly qualified members. And now I request immediate past chairman, CM Manish Bhai, to please say a few words.
Thank you, Chintan Bhai. Respected Chairman of WIRC, Murtuza Kachwala, Secretary Shweta Jain, Piyush Chanda, Treasurer, Vikasa Chairman, Ketan Bhai, Convener, Deputy Convener, Pinky, and all the regional past members. Today, we are felicitating our Chairman WIRC, so I will not take much time. I will just say thanks to all the members of JB Nagar for showing faith, confidence, and always available to support me when I was chairman, or before that when I was regional council member. So whenever I need any support, any guidance, anything from any members, all the members were available. So really, thank you to all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Now I call upon CA Pinky Kedia, RCM, for few words for our members.
Good morning. It's the first time I am on this podium as a RCM. So it's your faith, confidence, and love. Because of this, I am here. So I want to thank from my bottom of heart to all the core past convener, core group, and all JB Nagar members to support me. One thing I want to share कि जब काउंटिंग चल रही थी ना, तो उस दिन मैं नहीं गई थी जिस दिन अंधेरी का बॉक्स खुला था. तो मुझे फोन आए जो वहां पर थे कि मैडम JB नगर में आपने किसी को घुसने ही नहीं दिया क्या? जो अंधेरी के जितने बॉक्स खुले एक तरफा आप ही के ऊपर जा रहे हैं, आप ही के पास जा रहे हैं. So it's a love from all of you, and I hope I will get all the 3 years after, because I am the regional council for 20 to 25. तो मुझे है उम्मीद है कि आप लोगों का यही प्यार, यही आशीर्वाद आगे भी मिलता रहेगा. एंड जो भी आप लोगों को WIRC से या अपने इंस्टीट्यूट से जो भी गाइडेंस से या जो भी आपको रिप्रेजेंटेशन देना है, यू कैन कम फॉरवर्ड टू मी. I will available 24/7, and I don't want to take more time because we have to hear our chairman. So thank you all.
Next, I would request CA Piyush Chandak ji, so please share his thoughts.
Very good morning to all of you. And I thank the convener and all the dignitaries to call me here for sharing my thoughts. First of all, I should congratulate to your study circle for holding so many programs during the year. So heartiest congratulations from my side. And I'll say very few words. Basically, the past chairman from WIRC was from your own study circle, and he had kept the theme bold, and this year chairman has kept the theme lead. So I'll request all of you to be bold leaders of our profession while performing our bank audit function. Being the chairman of bank audit committee, banking committee this year, I'll request all of you to go through our publication of WIRC of bank audit along with the detailed guidance note of institute. And I'll again request that whenever we perform our audit function, after we go from the branch allotted, what is going to represent us is our report. So unless we keep our report very much extensive and cover all the aspects required by our regulator, we are not going to get the respect we desire and we deserve. So with this, I wish you all the best and thank you very much.
Request CA Ketan Sayaji to please share his thoughts.
Good morning. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, seniors and friends. It's a pleasure to be here in JB Nagar. What a wonderful study circle. I correct Krishna ji, he mentioned 3 RCM, there are 4 RCM. I think वो किसी को गिनते ही नहीं है counting में. And what a illustrative leaders those have been given by this study circle. I have seen them working personally, be it Sanjeev ji, be it Sunil ji, be it recently Manish ji. What a dedicated person. And throughout the year, you know, they have kept the region very, very vibrant. Like JB Nagar is a very, very most vibrant study circle in Mumbai. Being chairman of study circle committee, I'll expect a lot of things from the JB Nagar, and I'm available for JB Nagar anytime for whatever support is required at WRC. For student activity also at Picasa, we look forward at JB Nagar for, you know, a valuable support. And exposure draft committee, again, I am chairman, so I look forward that, you know, we can, you know, form a small group of JB Nagar where we can, you know, send our comment to the Central Council on the various standards, various whatever publications ICI is coming up with. So I'll request good support of JB Nagar on these all the matters. Thank you for having us invited here. Thank you so much.
I would like to invite Secretary WIRC, CA Shweta Jain, to please share her thoughts.
Thank you. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, all our seniors and all the participants and members of JB Nagar Study Circle. A very good morning to all of you. It's really a pleasure to be here today with all of you. And let me thank first our JB Nagar Study Circle convener Krishna ji and his team for inviting us here today and giving this honor. Thank you so much. And the study circle has been doing an excellent work since 23 years and got award. I say it's every year because 17 years is not so short. So I can say it's every year study circle is getting award. So, and I also can see the team, good teamwork and team spirit today itself. So my compliment for this to all the past conveners and team for this excellent foundation, stepping stone who has led by all of you so strong. So we can see the bonding today itself. So thank you so much and compliment to all of you for this. So at WIRC, we all are geared up for the work and we will not leave any stone unturned to push all levels to push the boundaries forward for every chartered accountant. And our visionary chairman has a lot of things in his mind as his goals and visions. So this year, very thoughtfully, we have designed theme as LEAD. And LEAD is not just a symbol of colorful symbol or just an abbreviation towards, just a lead towards excellence, achievement, and development, but a well-perceived program with various aspects that will ensure benefit of every chartered accountant in our region. Also, it is a combination of 5 goals which we have set out for ourselves this year, which we can say and summarize in 5 goals is the first is technical upgradation of SMPs, small medium practitioners with newer area of practice. The second we can say is bringing efficiency and effectiveness in work of chartered accountant. The third, we'll try to becoming a bridge between the various section of the membership. The four goals which we have set out is making CA course more attractive, how we can make more attractive, because we are hearing that chartered accountant students are decreasing day by day. And the fifth and most important, which we can say is a need of the hour, is improving the image of overall chartered accountant. So let me take the privilege, being a Women Empowerment Committee chairperson this year. Pinky is also here. She's a vice chairperson of this committee. So this year, we are going to organize more and more program for our own female members. So let me take the privilege to share some initiative which we have taken, and of course, in line with the chairman's vision. So to create opportunities for those chartered accountants who is in need, and the firms and corporate who required resources. So at WRC, we have launched 15 days program for all-round development of our women members. And we have kept, it was from resume preparation to GD to communication skill and discussion session with various industry experts. And most importantly, this program was include a women campus drive, where we have invited those women chartered accountants who have taken a break for some reasons, and we have tried to help them to become a strong professional and financially independent. Also, we are working on flexi women hours and work from home facilities to untap potential of our female members. Apart from this initiative, to cover current affairs, we have organized a program of what conflict can arise after this war, post-Russia and Ukraine conflict. See, technology is very important part in our day-to-day practice life. So keeping this in mind, and to just rescale and or sharpen the ability of our chartered accountant, we have started a series called Technology Drive, which will be organized every month. 5 days we have dedicated for this. First, in line with this, we have completed a series. The first series was on Excel and Tableau Fusion. We have completed. So next month we are coming up with a CAT tools, which is a auditing tools. And then next month we are going to organize on financial modeling. So you will get all the details. Mail also, you will receive it, and all the details are there on our institute website. In day series, we have started refresher courses. So in line with this, that so many refresher courses we are planning every month, we will keep one by one, and we'll try to continue the whole year. Also, many lined up programs. On 30th March, we have kept a cryptocurrency, investability, taxability, and legality. So my request is most of the program is either on virtual mode or on hybrid mode. So you all can take benefit out of it. So you also can spread a word with your friends, your known people, and grow. We all are representative here of you are all. So first of all, let me thank each one of you for reposing trust in us and elected us as your representative. And now it is our duty to listen from all of you. So the second most important initiative which we are starting at WIRC is Easy Connect with ICI. Every month, twice in a month, we will keep this program every Thursday, 4 to 5. It will be on a virtual mode where member can interact directly with WRC officials, where chairman, myself, and other ICI officials and WRC officials will be there online. You can put your queries, your grievances, anything you can send us in advance also, and we'll try to get resolved immediately or as soon as possible. So friends, your wholehearted support is of utmost importance, because it is you all who make us what we are. And we will look forward to the fresh ideas and energy from you to bring to our fraternity. So at WRC, we all 21 council members are there for all of you available. So please call us, write us at any point of time. So with this, thank you so much once again for inviting us.
Thank you, Shwetaji, for your enlightenment and making aware of the programs and the initiatives taken at the WIRC level. And now may I request CA Murtuza Kachwala, Chairman WIRC, to please share his vision for the next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Chintan Bhai. Good morning to all. Let me first thank each and everyone present in this hall today for coming here on the Sunday morning and deciding to spend time with all of us. I also want to congratulate all the newly qualified chartered accountants and also their parents, and a loud round of applause for all of them, please. Convener Krishna ji, co-convener Jayesh Bhai, all the past conveners, the galaxy who is sitting here. I think when you, all of us who spend time as convener, co-convener, and people who are there at the council, this is selfless and tireless, and I would say thankless as well. And it takes a lot of time, personal time, family time, and even partners also keep on cribbing, saying that tum netagiri karta hai, to hum log ko zyada kaam karna padta hai, right? So I think a loud round of applause for all the conveners who spend time in building the study circle over the years. Let me now thank, a big thank you to Manish Gadia. And last 3 years we spent at the council saying Gadia hai to badhiya hai. And I would say that in a way, he is a mentor and a guide to me, because whatever I learned at ICAI, how does the council work, what happens, I think a lot of credit goes to Manish Bhai, and really grateful. I think he just stepped out, but really an excellent man, a lovable man, and I am sure all of you will agree. Before I get to the task on hand, let me also recognize all the council colleagues, Secretary Shweta, Treasurer Piyush, Vikasa Chairman Ketan, of course the local MLA Pinky, someone said, then my senior colleague in the council, Shilpa, Ankit Rathi, Rudesh Pankhania, and Gautam Blat. Thank you all for coming here on this morning today. Friends, I believed in two things, and I adopt that and implement that and do it in my life. One is do different things, or otherwise do things differently. And I am saying that is what is the future from here for our profession. Okay, keeping that in mind, the theme is lead, and we've kept 5 goals for ourselves. And some of them were mentioned, but one is how do we empower our membership to adopt newer areas of practice. And today, like if we look here, Shilpa does only cooperative, but she excels there. How many of us deal or work in cooperative? Ankit Rathi does IPO listing, and he maybe thrives, makes plenty of money by doing listing in IPO, right? So I'm saying, if I start talking about each one, maybe indirect tax or whatever, but see, like one, what we've been traditionally doing is direct tax, indirect tax. Can we look at valuation? Can we look at insolvency and bankruptcy? Can we look at internal audit and risk advisory? Can we look at the whole of ESG, the sustainability? And let me also tell you that ICAI has been entrusted the task by the government of India to generate and create the standards on sustainability, and which we are writing today. And India as a country is talking about a social stock exchange. And you would have heard today, we all audit profit, net profit. But maybe some years from now, maybe 10 years from now, for a private limited company also, larger companies will start much earlier. We will be auditing planet, people, and profit, all three. If planet is not there, people are not required, they will not survive. If people are not there, what do you do with the profit? So planet will be first, people will be second, and profit will be third. So I think the whole sustainability, the CSR, there are so many newer areas of practice. But when I say, so like different things, that is number one. But the second is, if you want to do things differently, then you will have to adopt technology. And while adopting technology, there is so many opportunities which are there. And COVID also has changed the whole landscape. And believe me, friends, before COVID, if a US or a UK or a European organization had to outsource some work to India, they used to think 10 times. Like, whether should we share the data? Will our data be secured? Are there any security or privacy issues in India? And X and Y. But the moment COVID happened, they were forced to give the work and outsource it here. Aapko malum hoega hi, there are so many organizations who sent people for doing SOX design and testing to US between November to February. 4 महीना India से काफी सारे chartered accountants to various firms go and do work in US because they don't have manpower. We support them. Last 2 years, the scene where data was sent to India and people did work sitting here in India. And I'm sure all of you know that Vodafone globally has got a shared service center in Pune and Bangalore and Ahmedabad. And the global accounting, be it of South Africa or Portugal or UK, the accounting happens in India. The purchase invoice scanning and accounting, the creditors reconciliation, the data's reconciliation, the bill-to-bill analysis, the bank reconciliation. It happens in India. Adani's, we all know, they've got mines and ports across globe. Complete accounting of all the global entities happen in Shantigram and Ahmedabad. So now the world has realized that Indians are brainy, they are technically smart, they can work on accounting standard, Ind AS and IFRS all. And above all, Indians are flexible. They will deliver work at 2 in the night also and 5 in the morning also. And they will not see whether it is an 8 hours day, they will work for 15 hours clock like, but they will ensure that the work is delivered of the right quality. I think that message has gone to the world in the last 2 years. Now, are we ready to change? Are we ready to face the future? Do we want to change ourselves? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. रोज WhatsApp में कुछ आएगा, रोज कोई आके कुछ बोल के जाएगा, वो सुन के उस पर लिख के अपना टाइम खराब करना है कि अपने को अपना रास्ता आगे बनाना है. That we have to decide. That is what I feel. I am saying, guys, there are tremendous opportunities for doing work outsourcing. And I'm sure RPA, when you talk about automation and digitalization, bank reconciliation, 800 line item, we spent 2 hours of an article class doing a RICO. Now a bot does it in 58 seconds. The whole invoice processing in many organizations, purchase invoice का entry अभी नहीं होता है. Invoice का लिए scan होता है, either OCR technology या RPA से information pickup होती है. What does the pickup? The vendor code, and then they know who is the vendor. If it is a CA firm, then professional service. Whether there is a GST or service tax, what rate? Is item code. They know whether it is a raw material or service and X and Y. So I think the time is changing. We'll have to change with the time. Considering that at WIRC, the first one which I said is different areas of practice. The second thing is, how can we ensure that members adopt technology? And we are looking at 3 things. One, we are trying to create the first set of 12 tools or utilities at WIRC, which will be available to the whole membership free of cost. Bank interest calculation से लेके NRI status check करने के लिए और आपके clients को whether CARO is applicable, whether IFC is applicable, that you will just input something and you will get the information. So we are trying to create those utilities there in the public domain. The second one is we are trying to tie up with software vendors to ensure that any software that can be used by a CA firm, whether that can be made available at a very, very concessional rate as compared to the market rate. We are trying to do that. And the third one, at WIRC, during the chairmanship of Manish Gadia, we started IT courses. Part 1, we've done 4 batches of 30 each. We are teaching data analytics. Python and SQL. 60 hours course, Friday evening 6 to 8, Saturday evening 6 to 8, Sunday morning 10 to 1. Sitting at home, आपके लैपटॉप पे, आपके कंप्यूटर पे सॉफ्टवेयर के साथ में काफी सारा डेटा दिया जाता है, कैसे करना है कोडिंग, कौन से वेंडर से परचेज किया, कि रेट कंपैरिजन, आफ्टर ऑफिस आवर्स इशू किया है क्या, संडे को पेमेंट हुआ है, ये सब पे क्वेरीज लिख के जो टैक्स ऑडिट में चाहिए, जो भी चाहिए उसकी क्वेरीज आप खुद लिख सकोगे. We are trying to train you 60 hours, only 9,000 rupees. Part 2 is the whole viewing and presentation, Power BI and Tableau. So like people want to see good graphs. Picture अच्छा होता है तो मजा आता है, सॉन्ग अच्छा है, लोकेशन अच्छा है, स्विट्जरलैंड में गाना शूट किया तो हर मजा आता है देखने को. Similarly, now the board, the audit committee, the CEOs want to see proper graphs and tables. And there are these things. Power Query, why don't we adopt? So I'm saying there is a lot to learn. We have done 2 batches on the part 2 as well, only 6,000 rupees, 40 hours. And part 3, we are again designing the structure that will be like automation using RPA and bots, etc. Friends, these courses, if you go out to the market, it will cost you about 2-3 lakh rupees. Please take advantage. अभी भी वर्चुअल है, घर में बैठ के कर सकते हैं, कुछ नया सीखेंगे. हम लोग को खाली नॉलेज भी होएगा बियॉन्ड एन एज. People of my age and beyond me, little senior to me, might be worried. Lekin ek bar once we do the course, we'll know what can be done. And there are all these younger kids who are very, very smart than us. They adopt technology faster. We should be able to tell them कि ये उठा इससे reconcile करना है, then they will do the right the queries and give it to us. I think it is the combination of the experience and the youth which is going to work. We'll have to network and come together, and we'll have to look for newer opportunities and upskill our skills. So I think we are here at WIRC. This year also will continue the legacy which has been set up by the past 3 chairmen, and of course before that as well. But past 3 chairmen I worked together, so I know them well. And this 3 years on behalf of all the 21, we commit to you that we will do whatever is required. My only last thought, I think chairmanship is just a title. It will stay with me for 365 days. I am a normal chartered accountant. As a chartered accountant, what I wanted from the institute, I'm trying to implement that. If you, any one of you feel that something is required to be implemented, please let us know. Any one of us, you write a WhatsApp or a mail, we'll respond back. If that is implementable, we'll do it. So you are the chairman, not me. Okay. Please think like a chairman. Give us your suggestions. Let us ensure that we make it an implement for all of us for our better future. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting.
Thank you, Chairman sir, for this thought-provoking speech whereby everybody is now compelled to think and give you suggestions. So you are flooded with them and you implement the most of them. Thank you so much. Now I request CA Vijata Jaiswal to propose a formal vote of thanks for all the team and as well as the CA students.
Good morning, everyone. So we have been given the pleasant task of thanking you. Past President of the US, John F. Kennedy, has always said that as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. And at JB Nagar, I think we've been doing that for the past 23 years. So hearty vote of applause for all of us. And I would like to thank the entire WIRC team, the newly qualified chartered accountants and the parents, and all the members who have taken out their time today to join us in this session. So now there's a break for 30 minutes, and please reassemble for the next session by CA Abhijit Sanjari on bank branch audit, which will be covering the first day in bank branch audit, certificate and management risks in bank branch audit. So break, and please assemble as soon as possible. Thank you.
All past conveners and core group members, as well as the RCMs, are requested to just wait for a group photograph. Past conveners and core group members, please come in the hall for a group photograph with the office bearers and RCMs. Testimonials.
मेल तो कर ही देते हैं पूरा
और को हम लोग दोनों के बाद बैठ मेरे को कोई सर भी है डेप्यूटी है मेरे को तो रखिए ये सैनिटी मेरे को तो रखिए और ये क्या है सैटरडे को टाइप टेस्ट में करते थे तो हमारा भी रिसर्च तो मीटिंग ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग वो सैटरडे में इवेंट होता है जहाँ पे फोटो 6 दूसरे दो संडे ऑल्टरनेट दो सैटरडे तो ऐसा रखो ऑल्टरनेट पे चलते हैं और ऑल्टरनेट तो रखते ही हो बट जो जिस सैटरडे संडे नहीं हो रहा है उस सैटरडे संडे को जूम कर माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज दैट कि एज अ मंथ ऑन मंथ क्या मेंबर्स से 12 घंटा हमारे को बोलेगा अगर दो सैटरडे से क्या होगा ना and as per our कोड नंबर बहुत ज्यादा हेक्टिक हो जाएगा सैटरडे शाम को सैटरडे दोपहर से लेके बाबू सजेस्टिंग एक संडे क्योंकि 4 2 आप बोल रहे 12 मेरे को ये समझ 2 2 2 4 12 4 हफ्ते का ऐसा प्लानिंग कर सकते और अपन ऐसे कर लेंगे संडे सैटरडे संडे सैटरडे नेक्स्ट मंथ सैटरडे संडे वैसा मतलब वैसे करेंगे ना तो उसमें क्या लोगों को भी आदत हो जाएगी सैटरडे संडे मतलब
ऐसे टाइम देंगे तो फिर आने में वैसे मेन क्या है सीपी का सीपी इतनी वर्षों में नहीं प्रॉब्लम बट ओवरऑल मंथ में अपन 12 ही देना है मतलब अपना अपन कंस्टेंट भी तो दिखती है कौन है वाले वाइस चेयरमैन देना पड़ेगा सर जैसा सर इसको तो ये ना वो थोड़ा लोगों का माइंडसेट भी चेंज ये पहले लोगों को लगता था कि वैसे नहीं है ऑप्शन नहीं देगा तो आप गूगल फॉर्म भी करवा लोगे ना सब वो आप देखिए ना 99 में मैंने उनको लगे कि हम घर पे बैठ के करेंगे वो मत और ऑनेस्टली वो ग्रुप में भी इसको भी जैसे आप आपका डाल के रखें पर मींस टू चलिए आपको आपका एयरपोर्ट के बाद अपन कैसे संडे एक अकाउंट ले लो ऐसे क्या किया ना बैठ जाएंगे सब हाँ आप बुला तारीख को लास्ट बोला हमने 7 तारीख तक सारी वो लेटर में आ चुका है। नहीं नहीं भाई मंडे तक नहीं आ जाएगा यू कैन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम ऐसा बोला नहीं आया नहीं है के बाद वो चालू हो जाएगा इससे कुछ आया नहीं रहा सैटरडे तो मतलब सैटरडे आफ्टरनून से लेके आफ्टर स्टडी इधर आके सवेरे 7 बजे इधर आके आपको पूरा काम करना टेक्निकली यू विल नॉट बैक टू बैक हां बैक टू बैक नहीं करना चाहिए ये किधर वो स्विच करेंगे ऐसा activity and all also has to be seen. All that has to be. Yes. हाँ
Presentation is there, right?
Presentation is not, I'm just speaking. 1.25 घंटा है यार, क्या बात करें प्रेजेंटेशन लेके।
Right,
50
right.
12 मेरे को कभी खत्म करना है। 1
One,
1:30
one,
1
yeah, one.
1 घंटा ही है।
One. ये ओपन किया फोल्डर तो ओपन है वही है क्या ये दोनों तीनों है तो कर लेगा ना तो वो स्क्रीन शेयर कर वो स्क्रीन शेयर तो मैं करता हूँ खाली प्रेजेंटेशन कौन सा मुझे नहीं नहीं एक सेकंड वो पहले जूम चालू है अपना ये चालू है ये रहा अच्छा वो ओपन करके शेयर करना ये रहा करेगा ये कौन प्रोफाइल तो जरूरत नहीं प्रोफाइल कौन करने वाला है एक बार अनाउंस कीजिए ना सबको घंटे भी बजा दिए जल्द इसने स्टार्ट कर दिया तो इसको फर्स्ट वाला कौन सा वो करना पड़ेगा देखो आपको पहला पीपीटी उनको कौन सा लेना है वही पूछना पड़ेगा उनसे पूछना पड़ेगा भाई सबको बोलो ना आने के लिए We are starting the second session. I request all the members to please join. बोलो बोलो सर।
All the members to come. We are starting the second session.
वंडरफुल कर दिया।
थैंक यू। नाम में गुरु चावला।
इसमें तुमको होस्ट बनाओगे कैसे बनता है इधर बन गया।